And welcome to the noisy LAWhammer. We were all sitting there going, shh, we're about to go online. Shh, shh, shh. And then, of course, all of the chocolate that everybody's eating because we are completely bedecked on our table here with Easter eggs and various other things. And Dark Deeds, which was an inevitability for absolutely anyone out there who was watching me last night, where I went for 4 whole long hours. 4 hours in a gigantic mega stream celebrating the fact that you can now pre-order Dark Deeds. You might even notice that during the course of the stream, there'll be a nice advert sitting in the corner of our stream for Dark Deeds, a game which I strongly recommend you go out and have at the very least a look at. But no, really, pop over online to Modiphius's website right now and pre-order it because you can. You might say, why do I want to pre-order Dark Deeds? Now, the reason that you want to pre-order Dark Deeds is because it's an absolutely stonking game brought to you by Warhammer greats such as Mark Gibbons, Andy Chambers, and of course, 3 people who are currently inside this room right now.
It's not me.
So, if you're sitting out there going, I wonder what I could do of an Eve. I wonder what I could do. You know, I really wouldn't mind pre-ordering Dark Deeds. You can do so right now. It is sitting over there on Modiphius's website. They have themselves their US address and their UK address. So if you happen to be over on the US side of things, make sure you go to their US website because you don't want to get charged shipping all the way from the UK. Equally, if you're in the UK, don't go to the US address because that would be silly. Why on earth would you have them shipping all the way over from the great US of A? Silliness. What you really want to do is have Dark Deeds sent directly from your local hub. But beyond that, we will be discussing Dark Deeds very soon on a Rookery stream coming to you. Indeed, on that, I'm going to pass over to the delightful Miss Lindsay Law to discuss what we will be discussing. What we will be discussing this Saturday.
So this Saturday on Inside the Rookery, I will be discussing Dark Deeds with Andy Law and Mark Gibbons. We're going to be talking about Dark Deeds when we talk about how to integrate mini games into role-playing games. We'll be talking about what exactly Dark Deeds actually is and much more. So join me tomorrow night when I'm talking to Andy and Mark about Dark Deeds. Thank you, Andy.
We're idiots. Yeah, Dark Deeds. I strongly recommend, if you happen to be out there right now and you have yet to do the pre-purchase, or if you're watching this, say, a year later and you're like, what the hell are they talking about? It will be available right now from Modiphius's web store and possibly even our web store, for all I know, over at Rookery Publications. So, if you would like a copy, go pick it up now. And by that, I mean, go pre-order it now.
What are they pre-ordering? I forgot the name.
Dark Deeds!
There we go.
What even is it? I don't know.
Man alive. Okay, so last week we had an experimental episode where we flashback like crazy and we went through 4 separate narratives with a slight peppering of a few other little tales along the way too that covered everything that happened the previous day from where we are going to be beginning. It all went rather well, actually. I mean, really well. It didn't actually turn out the way I expected. If you're sitting out there going, it turned out exactly as you expected, did you? Well, no, because some of the rules were a bit better. Some of the events were a bit more interesting. Some people lost a fate point. Never can be certain how these things are going to turn out. Some people.
Those people.
Oh, those people. But all in all, it was a pretty good session. I think it all turned out really rather well. I'm going to give you 125 XP each.
Short-term ambition here is
Short-term ambition was?
find a teacher for artificing.
You got it.
And I got a short-term ambition, which was resolve the current issue with Elric.
It was like, you're on fire.
I also got one as well.
You're kidding me.
We
Yeah.
nearly were with those fireballs.
Which, in true tradition, I traded a fate point to do
Of
50
course.
XP's worth of stuff. Reveal myself to the Purple Hand, not as Castelibran.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
So, granting you a mighty 50 XP for
Yeah.
your fate point. Worth it.
It was great. I'm really happy about it.
Well, you know,
100.
it could have been worse. They might have waited to watch you getting dragged very, very, very slowly by human. I think
was
it's
the
fair to
best
say
bit.
they ran before then, and you were clearly
There was
dead.
a small baby as well, apparently.
All right. Anyone want to add a new short term? If you haven't thought about it, so you've got until
I'd
the
like-
end of the credits.
I'd like to add, find the location of the Wolf Palace from Leopold's vision. Like, actually, like, physically find it.
Interesting. That's actually a good one. That may fill you with a certain amount of dread, given that normally when I say that, it's like, yeah, good luck. Not like it. Anyone else got anything they'd like to throw in?
I don't know.
You're not too sure. Didn't really think. The old completion of you should always have one prepped.
I'd
Nope.
like to.
Oh, I'm loving the half smile.
I'd like to hire
Higher
entertainment,
entertainment.
or at least
With what
like-
money?
Yeah.
With what money?
on a retainer, whatever it is. I don't know when the event's kicking off, but basically, I'd like to engage a troupe or trope, whatever it is, whether it's the acrobats or something else, to perform at my upcoming nuptials, whenever that is. What's up?
I play the flute.
Yeah, we've seen how you entertain.
Badly. I mean,
Very
you
different-
You can't
very
argue that
different
she plays
weddings.
it.
She might be into
I'm sure she is.
I would just
100%
like
sure
to
she
say
is.
that there has been dropped in the chat right now a marvelous suggestion for a short-term ambition, and I would like to call it out.
Oh, okay.
Would anyone like to call it out as an example?
I don't have the chat.
I have a short-term ambition of do dark deeds.
Do dark deeds! Hey, that was that one, Hawk. That was an absolutely marvelous idea. Right, that silliness aside, has everybody got their XP? Have we achieved our... We have not achieved our group one. Our group one is to find Gotthard, as I recall.
Dagmar.
Dagmar, not Gotthard.
Is that his alias?
Is that secret? Write it down.
No,
It's not anymore.
no.
It's
That's
changed.
just from previous times playing it, because I changed things up. It would never normally be
Them guys.
Dagmar.
I've already forgotten it.
Ugh.
So,
Ugh.
sort of
So, without any further ado,
got hard.
I think it's time to say...
God, her.
Pre-order Dark Deeds. No. I think it's time to say, are we ready for episode 35?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Wow. Yeah. I'm looking forward to this one because we've had a couple of experimental things. We've had a little bit of setup. They sort of half know what they want to do. I'm not entirely convinced they actually know what they want to do yet. So for me, that's always part of the fun. But I'm looking forward to this one because of a couple of patrons out there. And perhaps it will become clear during the course of play. So beyond that, let's start off with episode number 35. Gladiators, ready! It had been a long night for the party. Our glorious heroes had had hijinks, adventures. They had encountered mysterious rat men from the sewers. Cultists. So many cultists. So many cultists. Royalty. And indeed, one of the party had even been down in a forge for quite some time. Tonk, 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 for chunks of the night, really without a great deal of any idea about what he was doing. But certainly
Making
having
things hot and hitting things.
an amount of fun.
Banging away all night long.
It's
Going to be one of those sessions.
Is that was the plan anyway, right? So,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And much as we
Solo.
started the last session with, our glorious heroes are in the nook having breakfast. And the good father has just made his way down from the room upstairs to find everybody in their slightly new surroundings, whether that is Pally.
Arm wrestle.
Quite. Or, at the moment at least, in blue and white. Although, of course, she will change the second she realises she's about to go out. Can't wear our indoor clothes out. Or alternatively, in disguise. Now, obviously not quite literally flying, in disguise. But most certainly garbed somewhat differently.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I wrote too many puns for Warhammer down through the years. I have apologies now. Come the midnight hour, we will indeed cry more and more and more. Right, so let us set our lovely morning scene. Candles flickering away in the corner, a fire roaring, and even though it's summer, the windows are all tightly shut, having been painted into place a long time ago. It's relatively cool nonetheless inside the room, and your breakfast is mostly picked apart. The good father is, perhaps surprisingly, not alone. And of course, I do not mean the good old Nils, who's sitting at the next table by himself, having finished off his breakfast.
Oh.
He doesn't sit at the big boys' table.
Knows his place.
Such a dick.
That's not big enough.
No, David Smith was.
As he's sitting by himself.
He hasn't done the time yet.
Also here, of course, is Lucas. Lucas, who is currently polishing off the remainder of the porridge that he had. He is not frightfully impressed with the fact that they've added rabbit to the porridge. It's very northern. He does, however, like the fact that they added brandy. He makes no comment about that because one couldn't compliment the northerners. I don't think so. Very northern.
Lucas, I need to talk to you.
Not looking panicked at all. He rubs at his eye patch, definitely not a sign that he's panicked in the slightest. Turns around and says, have I done something wrong, Mrs. Sullivan?
No, of course not. I just want to ask your opinion on something.
He looks around the room that has kind of fallen silent and then looks over at the father who's come in and goes, oh, look, what's that? With an immediate change of subject as he points out something that creeps up onto the shoulder of the good father. Red, orange, with yellow flecks on the edges of its scales and two very large eyes. It looks vaguely lizardine.
There's a monster on your shoulder, do you know?
Yeah.
Oh,
It
okay.
makes a noise somewhat similar to this.
Oh, that's...
It's almost guttural.
Sounds like it's choking. Is it alright?
Do you know what? I think I actually missed the crow now.
And the tongue flicks out.
Oh, it's
Flicks
kinda
out.
cute.
It looks over towards you. Do a willpower test, please.
Of course it does.
Fastest fate point.
Fine. One success.
One success. Excuse me while I do mine.
Oh, fuck.
For a brief moment, this happens. You feel your muscles freeze, and then it goes.
All right. You know, it's... No.
That is quite cute. Can I touch it?
There's an issue. As it comes forward, and you see its front two legs, tiny little clipped claws at the front of it, and then another pair of legs come up, but they're a little bit too far along. Like, there's definitely more than 4 legs in this thing.
Why is that an issue?
I'm not saying it's an issue, I'm just
What
saying
is
that...
it? Where did you get it? Why do you have it?
Can we all have one?
What is its name?
Lucas does this. Turns away and finishes his food with his wooden spoon.
Its name is Drago. Basilisk. He
Lucas turns back.
bonded with me when I slaughtered a warehouse full of purple hand coverings.
Nice!
Okay.
Is it not
You
a
didn't
private
invite us.
dining room?
Yeah.
The room itself isn't private. You've got a nook in the room, but there's no one else currently in it. It's
Fine.
the small side room from where the big open room lies beyond where everybody gathers to eat. You've got a private room, of course. And upstairs there's 2 private dining rooms, both of which have already been hired out and have been for the entirety of the carnival.
You weren't killing cultists and you didn't invite us. Rude.
I mean, I didn't plan it.
Still. Exactly.
And says,
What does it eat? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I was just going to ask, does it do anything? Is it
I mean,
poisonous?
I
venomous?
wouldn't look in its eyes.
Oh, okay.
Why?
Well, it might. I mean, it's not big enough yet. I don't think he'd turn you to stone. But, you know.
Oh.
You're being very flippant about petrification.
Lucas turns away again.
Are you mad at us or something? Like, why is the pet the only thing that won't affect you out of all of...
I mean, who can say?
And will you be able to stop it petrifying us when it comes of age?
For that to happen, we will have had to prevent the end times. So I would say that's a problem to deal with, and we'll be happy if we get to deal with that problem.
Right.
Oh,
Lucas.
it's a little bit...
Just as you're saying, Lucas, the door opens at the other side, and Lady Marguerite comes in, looks over and says, we appear to have ourselves a basilisk. As she comes over and says, I should be skipping breakfast. And she sits down and looks at everyone. Why do you have a basilisk? Lucas smiles.
He's lonely.
It bonded with me. It hatched as I was slaughtering a warehouse full of cultists.
You don't need to keep saying that.
I really wouldn't. It's illegal.
Well, the watch know about it.
Do they know you did it?
Oh, it was all sanctified.
She pulls a face. Only because, have you seen the papers?
No.
Of course not. She says, murders in the wind.
Oh, yeah, that'll be us.
Hang on 1 second. No, not us.
I thought
Us.
I did wonder if it was you
Oh, it's
actually,
fine.
because an individual who many claim may have been blind was responsible for the death of 20 tradesmen of the city and is wanted now.
There were 20 of them. Was it Nils?
And Nils looks up and says, "Oh, I don't think so. Oh, there might be about 2."
So about 17, wasn't there?
I mean, if we can't do that, 16, actually, I
Lucas.
think.
Lucas, I need to talk to you right now.
Lucas says, I'm actually quite concerned that we might actually
Yes,
be...
but I want to talk to you first.
As Marguerite says, let me interrupt. I apologise. It's just, this is potentially an issue.
I mean, it wasn't a conscious plan. I was betrayed. I've unearthed also one of the cultists who had infiltrated the High Temple of...
Actually,
Hey,
she
wow.
says, as shoots up her bag, pulls out something. It's a large cloth hat. I would suggest wearing that. It's not going to do much for your height, but at least you won't be so recognisable.
I should probably not.
Maybe wrap the hammer or something. And so on. We are in disguise as well, if you could tell. How's your head, by the way? Your heart?
Alan, please let it be a magic hat.
It is not a magic hat. She says, I'm frightfully sorry. It is just the standard cloth hat that I thought might be of use. I intended to use it as a disguise. It was given to me by Sigfrid.
It could still be a magic hat.
Maybe it is a magic hat.
It smells
But it-
faintly of lavender.
But if we do need a disguise, would Sigfeather not be the right man?
Actually, I do have a bit of a bone to pick because we sort of agreed to do something, and then he sort of pissed off, and because of that, well, I'm missing. Sorry, this is covering it with my note. This is my new hat as well, by the way. Just
Terrible.
it's not great, but it's holding most of my
That's it. Purpose.
head together at the moment. Look at this.
Ah,
Look at that.
I had to drag him down a staircase in a place full of bad people. I don't know if they were actually cultists. And for 3 hours, because he passed out after stupidly going to
I'm
speak
playing
to
my
people.
flute.
No,
Shh.
no.
You can't concentrate when
what-
you're playing music.
Yes, but if I play music quietly, then people, I mean, we've never met anyone with sharp hearing, won't be able to hear us. I'll go just slightly to the side.
Which reminds me, you were passed out. There's a really important thing I need to tell you all. They have some kind of magic user with them. Not just maybe was it the one that did the tentacle thing? That was the one that was like, I want to kill people
On the leg.
when we were at the house.
Sorry,
Do you
you lost me
I
there
will
slightly.
explain.
I think you
The
just heard
one
a
in the
voice.
house who said she wanted to kill people, was that the same person that did the dark tentacles on the
My leg.
magic on
No.
his...
Okay. Well, then there's potentially 2 magic users. One of them who's very eager to kill.
Hmm.
With the
Oh.
I was the target of an assassination attempt yesterday.
Oh, right. Good.
We
So
killed some assassins.
my life was saved by Lord Adenauer, and he took me to a play afterwards to try and calm my nerves.
All right. Well, then I suppose it's fine that he wasn't around again.
He is your master. It is his business what he does.
Look at her. She's pale as anything. She's shook.
Yeah, that's just.
Showing
Are you okay?
I was near death.
What?
Mm.
Are
Are you
alright?
okay though? Now, do you feel okay now, or do you feel shaken, shook up? Anything different?
It was a surprise.
Okay. And your current state of being is
Surprised.
still surprised.
Yes.
Good. All right. Fair enough. Surprise is okay. No, not worried. Nothing like that.
No, but I shan't be having breakfast.
Right. Okay. Not to worry. Anyway, I'm your new. What is it? What did you call it?
Drago.
Drago. Right. I'm sorry. When I get something that's potentially dangerous and wants to bond to you and things like that, and is dangerous for the party, you're all like, oh, throw away a book. Don't read it.
The book that you were secretly, obsessively reading for weeks,
My
if not
dad-
months.
Might I just interrupt for a moment? Your name was in the paper yesterday as a Hellstein. I am told that they are likely to have seen that name, and that the current heir to the Hellsteins has killed 7 bastards already who have been threats to him. No.
Lucas looks up, eyes wide, and looks
Yes,
down.
Lucas, that is why I wanted to talk to you, as you are the most, what is the word, proficient in Midlander politics. Now, I will reassure you, for luckily all of those were on his father's side, and you seem to be from his aunt's side. So you may have a chance not to be slaughtered out of hand, but I would suggest that we're all on our best behaviour and are quite polite when one of the preeminent men in the city comes calling to find out why you are using his name. I have also found out that Birgitta Brunhilde is a name that is likely to be used by the von Hellstein family, and that Frost is a name commonly used by their bastards. I've also found out that white hair is a symbol of the children of Ulrich, and it is likely that his auntie had an illicit affair with one of those creatures, and that accounts for your inability to dye your hair, because often that is what happens, apparently. And on that note, I will say nothing useful, probably ever again. Lucas, I want to talk to you.
Lucas.
I probably should finish my porridge.
Well, be quick about it.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get changed.
How?
Right.
How do you know this?
Well, I was in the company of the princess yesterday. Now, she is boring. She sent away a very useful diplomat that could have been ideal for her to secure her position. She made me watch her eat cake, and she asked the same question at least 6 times. But while I was in the company of this particularly tedious woman, I did find out some interesting things.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So.
Might I recommend, says Lady Marguerite, that you have yourself a relatively full supply of cut pieces of meat. It will get very hungry very fast. They don't grow particularly quickly, though.
That's good.
Sounds dangerous to me.
It will be about the size of a dog within a year or maybe 2.
Nice.
And then it will get bigger. And then it will get bigger. I have a friend of mine. Went to college with him. He has one. He's had one for approximately 50 years. It is now, I think, 61 yards long. Apparently a large example of its breed. He didn't expect this. It has eaten one of his children. He doesn't know what to do with it, so that is my warning.
As I say, if we prevent the end times, and that becomes something to worry
that's a
about,
worry
that'd
then.
be a day to
Oh, yeah.
celebrate. So it's a problem I'll gladly deal with should we prevent the world from ending.
Lucas, come and help me get changed.
I'm still eating.
Bring it with you.
Lucas, do what you want.
Now I suppose I
Works both ways.
What does?
Don't worry.
Why have you all caused so much trouble? We just had a good night in Midnight. Got really drunk on Dwarf
But you
Fuel.
just
She
said you
mentioned
killed some assassins.
That was just.
It's not in the papers though, is it?
Well,
I'm not in the papers, to be
we
fair.
do have.
No, to be
We
fair.
do have this, and she pulls out an arm.
It'll be all wrapped up.
Yeah. There's sort of, I'll just sort of go.
When did you get an arm?
When you were talking forging with Ballora, I thought it would be useful to acquire some proof. So I cut off one of its arms because of the.
Can you pet Drago with it?
Probably tried.
He might eat it.
No, my arm. Put it back up. I do have some
Willpower
jewelry
test.
for.
Not like that's going to backfire.
Very good or very bad. It's very good.
Not an issue then.
That's correct.
Okay, yeah,
Oh, nice.
literally not an issue then.
I kind of look at it and go, what? It's just
Do
like
yourself
these
dodge
guys.
test. Dodge test.
No, that's not as good. It's fine.
20 wounds.
What's my dodge? Yeah,
And the tip of
two
my finger.
fails.
2 fails. I have a crit.
Don't eat birdie.
Well, it's my fault for sticking it in its face, really.
What did you stick? Your hand?
You lose.
Oh yeah.
You lose the tip of one finger.
How?
About that much of a digit.
Jesus.
As it goes,
That's
snap!
like a whole
Right,
knuckle.
right through. Yep, one thing. Right through. Boom.
My lord.
I said,
Right. No, Drago,
Come
no.
here. Oh, yeah. No, don't, dangerous animal.
I'll just hold it while it's.
No, I'll sort it out. Come on.
I do that.
Come on.
Sprat, sprat.
Okay, no. Just hold it up
Lucas
nice
is
and high.
like blanching. I think it's time for us to go.
Yes.
Oh.
Lesson learned.
Cool test, please.
Oh, you may well say one as they're leaving. Lucas, could you teach me about ice peppers? Is it?
He says,
When you get back,
yes, yes,
part of my disguise.
right, yes, of course. He says, ice peppers.
Ice peppers. They're very tasty, Mum. He says on the way out. I really rather like, the way that they fill your mouth with this sort of pleasing.
Cold hot.
Yes, that exactly. It's like a cold hot. I actually really like it. Have you ever had iced pepper tea?
Yes, I have.
Oh, that's really disappointing. I was hoping it would be new to you. I suppose you are very. No, that. I suppose you have lived for a long time. Well, yes.
We are the same age.
Yeah, that's fair point. Fair point.
That's what I want to talk to you about, actually.
As you go up the stairs, he says, "What?
I cannot do this anymore.
Do what?
I need to keep them invisible. I must keep them invisible. Which means I can't do what I've been doing. And that is do what I want to do and what someone needs to do, which is stop them from getting themselves killed. You heard them this morning making jokes about slaughtering cultists, teasing basilisks. We can't do this. I need you to advise them.
You know how much that doesn't work.
But we're going to have to make it work. I can't do this. My soul is at risk. I need you to step up and be the man I know you are. Boris
What
Dodd.
man is that?
Boris Doddbringer's brother.
What's that got to do with anything? What's that got to do with anything? Why are you even bringing that up? That's like talking about cultists and murder and things. He says, he opens up, get in! Bangs the door. You don't talk about that out loud. don't talk about that out loud. It's just not the sort of thing we discuss where people could be listening. I get your point.
Exactly.
I see, you were making a point.
I was making a
Right.
point. Now help me get
I feel very
changed.
foolish now. Sometimes you're more... He turns around. Right, what would you like me to hold?
Hold this. I'm going to be dressed as a bunny, for I have heard that there is a party today.
What, a bunny?
Yes, a rabbit.
Of course. Of course. He says, downstairs. Yeah, that hurts. Yeah, that smarts. Happiest little lizardine basilisk you've ever seen. It's just now sitting on you, warming itself, going sort of disrupted. It's not even low-throated. It's almost chesty purr.
Oh. It does sound quite cute.
When you Ale Festival,
Wait, but aren't we...
Hunters of Folk there.
You probably are fine. You need more of a disguise, and I will be saying a lot of "da" today.
You always speak Gospodarini.
Oh, really? Can you teach me a couple words so I don't look like a fool?
The answer is
problem.
yes, he can. Dan's face.
I'll teach you, May, the most inappropriate things that knows how to say, but explain to them as everyday, like, hello, how are you situation.
Hello, how are your genitals?
I have diarrhea.
Sorry, I must run. Anyway, as you're explaining the deeper quality of the language of the Gospodars, the door flings open, and in walks Sid Vader, running his hand through his hair, which is all spiked up in random directions, grey and looking vaguely unwashed. He looks like he's just woken up, which doesn't make sense because he clearly wasn't staying here last night. As he comes in and he goes, oh, hey. Sits down. Oh, help with an A. You all ready for the day? Eh?
Well, two of us are wanted people. So, not really.
Aye, I know. It's in the paper.
Well, no, hang on. I'm not in the paper. I know why I'm wanted, but I'm not in the paper. Am I in the paper?
Aye.
Oh, right. Okay.
Which
Should we not have a look at the
Well,
paper
exactly.
so we
Yeah,
understand?
no, that's right. That's what I was reaching for. I was going for the
can you
paper.
also see if it says anything about the priest in the wind?
Page
got it.
10.
Speed read.
Page 10. Go page 10. Don't read the whole fucking thing.
It's already
You don't
read.
need to.
Already done.
Completely, mate.
Page 10.
Right. Oh, yes.
There is page 10. Oh, Castle Lieberung's dead.
Right. Good.
And the Lieberung estate is currently being handled by the lawyers.
Interesting.
It's an
Okay.
obituary. Apparently, he is a man of some local, let's say, merit.
Interesting. So, here's the thing. If Lieberung is dead, or considered dead, and the who made these papers?
Says, I don't know. It's not like I went right to their offices or anything. It's just that's just the Middenheim Spieler. There's quite a lot of them. Different journals, papers, the like here. It's almost like it's a city.
No,
Aye, it is. I could get you a different one, or maybe I'd get you one of those rags from the south.
it would just be interesting to make sure that all the stories say the same thing. You know what I mean? Just in case there is people controlling.
That is where they post their obituaries. Folk of consequence. So.
Okay. Well, there's one. We should pick up another couple of copies, not of this paper, of other papers within the city, just to check to see everything's lining up, especially if there's one. Well, this looks pretty damning in terms of what you got up to. So,
Could you see if it says anything about the priest in the wind?
priest in the wind, priest in the wind, priest in the wind.
Yeah,
priest
that's
in
on the
wind.
front page.
Yeah, front page.
Yeah, it doesn't say priest though. It says it was a blind man, possibly.
I'm not looking
not
for me.
him,
I'm
the
looking
other
for
one.
my pal.
No, you'll mention it.
Roger.
A blind man, possibly Sigmarite, possibly, certainly Sigmar leaning, murderer,
Yeah.
so on and so forth.
Goes into the branding at the moment, right?
Yeah.
Only one. They don't
just
mention
one.
names.
They don't mention the other one, just mention one.
No,
Right.
or
A blind murderer.
Help me clear it up.
Okay. So,
Somewhat disturbing though. A blind fury was knocked down the third round yesterday.
Someone might put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
It's in the paper
Were you
too.
knocked out in the third round?
No, he was not in the second round.
Knock onto this.
Interesting. Right. I'm going to keep this paper for a minute. Sigfeder, you any good with
Aye.
codes?
What's that?
You good with codes? Do you know, like messages within messages? Do you do that? You know, because the other stuff.
Why the fuck does it matter?
What do you mean? Was it? Because they might.
How are you going to know someone's code in a paper if you don't know what the cipher is?
I think
You're as well to look
Elemental
for.
have a-
He says, not even a needle in a haystack. It'd be like trying to find a needle in an entire grand province.
Well, you
It's
say
more-
that, but we've done it before.
Mm.
We've decoded one.
You're fucking kidding me.
Yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh.
So why do you need to ask me?
Well, because Alamin
You're
was
apparently
upstairs.
experts.
Well,
she-
the Elemental wife's not here.
She's upstairs.
Ah, the elf did it.
Yes.
I see. Right.
Can you do it?
No.
Right. Okay. Fine.
Also, you might want to add accents and like stuff like that to his teaching because he got found out because he didn't have the right accent for the person he was pretending to be yesterday.
Did you know the accent? No.
He's from here.
It's your first issue, eh? That wasn't that clever, was it?
Well,
I
yeah,
thought
I
you were
know.
bright.
Yes, but
I could have told.
all nobles sound like nobles anyway, right?
No.
Not
Um,
no.
He's a noble.
I know. Yes, I know you're a noble, but you're not. You're not typical, are you?
But bear it in to talk a bit more like this.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
And I can't do that. Oh no!
Wow.
As a representative of the Northwest, I'm a
Me
14
high. Gerhard, me high.
Sigfeder cringes slightly. You've got a long way to go, son.
Well, no. I mean, I can do some accents. I just can't do the ones up here. That's all. I can do Altdorf pretty well. As in Eastern now.
Right, so
These are butchers.
everyone shut up. He says, I got something I've got to pass on before I fuck off. I've got other things I need to get onto. Yesterday, when we were cleaning up all the business,
Sure.
well, I got into chatting with some of them, and I know a few things we didn't know from before, particularly afterwards, because some folks came looking for those who were missing. And a bit more missing than I intended, but that's neither here nor there. So I had a wee chat with them as well. And apparently something big is going down with them. Like, really big. They don't know what it is. They just got their own little orders, but something really big is going down. And I really tried to get them to tell me. And they didn't know. Not nice fellas. Not nice fellas at all, actually. Bad fellas is probably how I'd describe them. They really wanted to know, though. Really wanted to know what it was. But they didn't, so... I'm telling you because apparently that matters to you.
All right.
So what do you think it is?
What? That they don't know?
No, that they're doing.
Oh.
Come on, you're clever.
Hang on. It's
There we go.
It's probably. Do you think they tried again? What we stopped in Bergenhafen?
I don't know. I mean, whatever it is, they're clearly worried. Assuming that things are connected, which appear to be connected, they're worried about priests, wizards, and dwarfs.
Child giggles. Only you hear it.
You all right?
No one else hear that?
What?
No. Did the lizard do a thing?
No. It's just purring away and round your neck.
Is it the same left child we said before?
I don't think you'd necessarily have a... Maybe you would.
Yeah, we've seen him a few times.
No, I retract.
And I heard that little prick laugh quite a lot.
Yeah.
That's
he was
why
in-
I retracted fast. No,
Yeah.
Mentioned
yeah, totally.
would they be doing the same thing?
Yeah, no,
Was it-
totally.
Let me amend that. Was it super creepy?
Yeah. And we saw him in Camperbad as well.
Sure. I mean, maybe.
The fact only you heard it's pretty creepy.
Well, I better hear it. I'm
All right. So, while you're doing your thing, whatever it is, do you think that'll interrupt? Are you going to help us basically, or are you going to? Is this a learning experience that you're rolling
Well,
this?
I've got a question for you, son. Would you rather be dead,
Right.
or would you rather me help you?
Oh.
Oh, did you forget? See, that's your problem. You can't keep yourself focused. You lose yourself in whatever's sitting in front of you. If it's in front of you, you're like, this is the most important thing. You got to have proper see-through on this. So, I do. I'm sticking to what I'm doing.
Right.
And I'm going to see it through whether you want me to or not. But you've got yourself a clear problem that you clearly don't understand. So, that's something for you to worry about, isn't it? Maybe it's now time for your weekly task, eh?
Okay. Yep. What? Lay it on me. Lessons are good. What have we got?
For the next week, I don't want anyone to think that you're posh. Good luck with that one.
I can help with that.
Right. Well, I mean,
Oh, what's that? What did you say? What was that?
Oh, it's gonna be a blissfully quiet week.
Sorry, no, I didn't hear that. Could you say it again?
no.
Appears to be a cow here. Well, there you go. There you go. There you go.
I am very used to appearing here on Fridays and spending a lot of time doing that accent. This is gonna be.
I don't hear a difference.
Fuck all you. I'm going home.
Sterlander.
Genuinely, not even joking. Like,
I hear a difference.
Meanwhile, upstairs.
Look, they don't take anything seriously. You hurt them.
Oh, what did we say? Look, I've made my attempts in the past, and it's they're either stubborn, willful, or exceedingly huffy. And anything that I say is either well received, or just gets a round of taunts.
Look, I'm going to have to become a musician or something. I can't be myself.
I literally don't understand.
So what I think you need to do is say the words, as your advisor, my lord, more.
Right.
If I have anything that I think I can help with, I have a little spell and I can whisper in your ear. Don't be alarmed if that happens.
I definitely will be.
Well, exactly. That's why I'm telling you, Lucas.
That will come as somewhat of a shock, no matter what this. Do we have to? Can't you just step over and say something like, "Oh, excuse me, Lucas, I have a point," and I shall say, "Oh, very nice, mistress.
No.
What exactly is your point?" And then it won't feel like your voice is just manifesting within my ears.
If I am to keep them hidden, I cannot show myself like that anymore. And keeping them hidden is more important.
Right.
But if we are to keep them hidden, I would also quite like it if they were to stay alive.
Well, yes.
It would be ideal.
I think it would be ideal if we all did.
I agree.
Your outfit is
Do you like it?
I shan't make comment. I think it is a fine outfit.
Thank you.
Right. I suppose we should go down.
Exactly. Will you help me down the stairs? I have high boots on.
Looks up at you. Of course, my lady.
Thank you. Tell him he needs a musician and get him to employ me.
But yes, Mistress Musician,
Thank you.
he says, pop, 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 as you move down the stairs. Sigfeder says, think you might feel this tasky. Right, so I have things to do, and it is quiet, isn't it? I see your point.
Oh, and just so you know, there might be some kind of other murderous witch about, in case, that helps.
Another murderous witch.
Yeah, to do with this
Same
whole
crew.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking hells.
But I don't know if she's seen our face. She came in later.
Have we told Sigfeder what happened in Boganaf? Or what nearly happened?
Nope.
Oh yeah,
Maybe we should.
maybe we should.
That is a quick whispered conversation in front of. There's some things we should tell you.
I'm loving this. Right, Gerhardt, what have you got to say?
Are we safe to speak here?
It's that sort of conversation, is it?
Oh, yeah.
Give me a moment while I roll some dice.
Why is he rolling dice?
As the sound, and then any noise inside has got a weird under echo. Aye, he says, as much as we can be. Can I have from you a perception test? No, for your pals don't count. I can see you struggling.
No, look, it's no problem for me to just, if I can just do it a bit slower. So when we were in Bogenhafen,
Folds his arms.
right, there were some of them blokes with the, them lot, who they set up. Basically, I don't really know what it was. I don't really go in for those sorts of things. They had pictures on the ground, and out of said picture in the ground, well, actually, I didn't see most of it because I'd been knocked unconscious and was lying in the corner, which I've just remembered.
Who saw it?
Basically,
You.
they were trying to bring a demon into the world.
Right.
Well,
And I don't know why you were safe. Why you get talking around the subject?
Well, because I can't express myself in the way I'm used to doing, you see, and it's just taking a lot of my fucking concentration. So I feel like a bit of a mug. My throat's going to hurt later.
Is Marguerite still there? I know I'm not there, but
Yeah,
Marguerite's
she's
still there.
just sitting in the
'Cause we
corner.
told
She's now
Marguerite
knitting.
Yes.
Yes.
About this, and I thought that when Gerhardt was with Sigsider, they had talked about that demon. No, different. No. Okay.
I was also thinking we can't use the C word. So why not call them painters? Because they have purple hands.
That's actually pretty cool. Yeah.
And she says, right, so these painters that are chasing you because they think you're a member, and hopefully this fella being dead now will put that, actually possibly bring it to an end.
Yeah, it might do, yeah. I did have a feeling of trying to weave a little bit of misconception around that and pin it on those other boys with the red crowns.
So I do have a question. What do they have to do with what was going on in Bogenhafen?
Don't particularly know the full picture of it. Like, there's...
What little I picked up from before, they had nothing to do with that at all.
Well, they seem to have always been in those places. Actually, now I think about it, Atelka was actually one of the...
linking the folks in Bergenhafen with Atelka.
Yeah.
And I think we thought Atelka might be linked to the painters.
But then she ain't
Not
a painter.
part of them, but there was a connection there.
Yeah. So she's not a painter. She's actually a rival decorator.
No,
Plasterer.
Plasterer. She's a plasterer.
They're the party hats.
They're the... What? Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah,
Milners.
Yeah. So the Milners. We go Milners. Right. So the Milners... Yeah.
Worst code ever.
You've just arrived, and they're sitting there.
Can you see that from a
Yeah.
distance?
Yeah, you can see them. Completely silent though.
Yeah, but it's pretty fucking obvious.
And there's no one else in the room.
And
No, but
There's
we're
no one
in-
else in the room.
Sure, yeah, there's no chance someone can walk past and see this.
We're just practicing our mime act.
And
We're on it for today.
she'll come in with Lucas.
As Lucas looks in and goes,
I think the main thing is that they were learning under the same, like, professor in Nuln or something.
What?
And then they have a name for it. I can't remember what it was.
aye, but you didn't answer my question. What's that got to do with the painters?
What are the painters?
The painters that had nothing to do with this at all. You just coincidentally looked like one of them.
Yeah, all right. They might not actually be part of it, but
Right, so I go back to my original. What the fuck are they doing here?
the painters.
But we know.
You brought up something completely unrelated, which, I mean, fine.
No, it's good to know. You should know it.
Aye,
It's
no,
happening.
and thanks, because apparently I'm dealing with a lot more fucking shit than I thought I was.
Well,
Might I say
What's the
something?
link?
The little...
Oh, fuck, where'd you come from?
You're very tall.
the
why are you
demon-
dressed like a rabbit?
I've got a party to go to. The demon is the link. It was in Bergenhafen, then it was in with the purple hand when you set the trap for the trap.
Yeah.
That's the only link we have.
It's using any group it can to manifest.
And
The one that we might
know-
have just heard.
And we know the name of it. Margret's been tracing it down.
And she looks up from her knitting, nods once, looks back down.
And the eye that we saw from the Bergenhafen.
Right, no. This I want to know a bit more about. An eye, how big's our eye? What did we see?
The size of the floor.
I didn't see it.
It was like peeking through from a different.
His eyes widen.
I stabbed it.
And then I had another vision of it.
And-
And
With what?
My
And what happened? You're still alive?
it's a magic
Have
sword.
you not sensed her sword?
No.
Does this block magic too?
What do you mean, does it block magic?
Like if I did a thing,
No.
no, right? So I shouldn't take it out.
Don't unsheath it. No.
It's a ghost.
it's very cool.
What sort of sheath has that thing got? Because I don't see a thing.
Yeah, that's the point.
Oh, nice. Now see, that's been circumspect.
All right, well, that's why I need the
Oh
lessons.
no, I did have to take
Aye,
it out
I know, and you're doing well.
yesterday because another feather appeared.
Yes.
As I was busy trying to get this guy from not completely dying. I used my old powers and another feather appeared.
Oh, right.
So there is some form of link, and it's another worldly entity which could have a very big sore eye. Gotcha.
Well, no, also, you know that little fuck, the giggly kid, yeah. He, when we had the Kemperbad piece, which you weren't there for, but you would have enjoyed it because it was fucking lovely, right? He addressed me as Lieberung too. So he thought I was who that was, who they were chasing. So,
Also, I would like to add
Yeah.
a clarification. The big-eyed creature is different to the little demon. They may be the same in the aether, but there's two entities. The big-eyed creature
spoke to him.
spoke to the small boy demon and called it by its name. That's how we knew
You
it.
heard it,
Yes.
right? So, right,
Wherever the feathers are, the eye is, and the eye wants to eat me. That's
right,
And also might be my fox.
right. So they're apparently looking today something as big, and if you stopped, if it was at all related and you were in any way responsible for stopping it last time, they'll have their eye on you.
well, I mean, I'll look different then.
Leopold had a vision that the royal family were in grave danger.
And both the temples.
Right, that's quite different. Quite different in terms of
They've undermined the whole of Middenheim and put them in line.
Who?
The painters.
I don't think it's that good of a cover, really, when painters can undermine things.
Also, I've murdered painters. It's still pretty bad.
So Feder says you might want a code for that. Too.
Yeah,
You
so
know, I hired
fired.
I have fired.
I
some
fired the painters.
Yeah. I had to let them go.
Yeah.
I had to let them go.
So sorry, you said that the painters are also underneath.
Yeah. Did you not see the arm I showed you earlier?
Oh, no, I was not here.
Door bursts open, and the innkeeper, whom you have spoken to a mere once, comes in looking somewhat puffy-faced with a bunch of watchmen stroke women. One of whom is quite clearly an officer. The gold trimmings, the fur, the nice little wolf head at his throat gives him away. as Sigfeder just gets up and walks out to them. As the spell just fritters around, and suddenly the sound wobbles back into place. You can hear the clinking of plates and knives drifting through from the room next door, the hubbub of conversation, and Sigfeder saying, "Excuse me, I do not like to be interrupted while I'm meeting with my young protege." "Oh, it's just there was a blind man here who was wanted for murder." And he says, "Well, that's clearly wrong." He says, "The only man that's back there is my man, and if he's blind, what has that got to do with anything?" It's just, where did you hear this from? And you are? Yes, I am. Where did you hear this from? He says, "Well, we received a tip-off." He says, "And you will tell me about this now, my man. I do not like my rivals attempting to land me in trouble. Did you see the papers this morning?" I can't say that, well, you should. For goodness sake, there was a description in there that matched my man. My man. Explain that. Well, the watchfolk. MILF. This isn't turning out as they expected. It's just, come on. Well, one presumes there was some, accurate, accurate, he says. No, not at all. I think you should find out the true nature of this story, because I have it on very good authority, that the god's work itself was being done in that hell hole. What is your name? Lieutenant? He says, "Well, I am..." He says, he strains himself slightly. Lieutenant, right? He says, and you are, sir? He says, "Let's start with your Royal Highness." "You are, your Royal Highness?" He says, "Your Royal Highness, Prince Adna." "Ah." "Oh, your Royal Highness, I apologize for interrupting. Perhaps if you'd done your job well, you'd have known that I was here, instead of just barging in some anonymous tip that was attempting to..." "I am sorely disappointed. I think I shall be having a discussion with... What is his name? The Midden Marshal responsible for you lot. Well, I don't know if that's entirely necessary," he says. "Well, sure, there's been some sort of mistake. Maybe if I could just have a small interview." "You cannot interview my people. It's that simple. Now, most politely, fuck off." "Ah, right, yes, of course." He says, "Well, I can see clearly there's been some sort of mishap. Trouble. Something's clearly going wrong. Why are you talking to me? Fuck off!" "Right, let's go." They all go off. Fucking hell. As he comes in, "It's good that they know where we are." He says, "It's easier to see them fucking off." He sits down. "Well, clearly, they don't want you doing whatever it is that you're doing. They're covering their arses. They're trying to make it look like you're exactly what they think you are, rather than what the good folk of the Empire would think you are. You got a pal, don't you? That's the temple over the edge, eh? Right, I'll go there first before I head out. What is it that you're going to try?" "Oh, fuck," he says. "Let me get my dice." Actually, the dice I thought like you should. And then, Ugh, I fucking hate that spell. What are you going to do and where are you going?
Well, here's the thing,
You
right?
don't need to worry about it with your pals. I mean, you can if you want, if you're enjoying it.
I'm here now. I might as well stay. Here's the thing. I reckon, and we've had this conversation, you've even had it as a lesson, right? I reckon, realistically, their plan, or all the things that are intertwined and everything, I reckon it's too complicated. I reckon you don't need to do much to sort of, tip it over a little bit. So, as much as you said, don't think of what's right in front of you, why don't we just go and see if we can do one thing, an interruption. Your little escapade down the wind, that's obviously pissed them off, because otherwise it wouldn't be in the paper, right?
It was one of the ways they were funding themselves.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you
So
can't,
it's something that needs money.
got no cash. We could follow the cash, that's worked. That worked last time. But because it worked last time, they might also be expecting it. Anyway. I
There's a lot of
guess
words. What's your plan here?
it's find one thing and mess with that
You're
enough.
still trying to find Dagmar, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Find
The dwarves-
Dagmar.
Wizards and priests suggests something spiritual, magical.
And then also the temples.
The fact they've infiltrated both temples.
Is it? What's going on today? What's on the lists?
The Grass Champion, Fine Ale Festival,
Day 2.
Archery Tournament, Elven Gymnasts, Beastman, Pit Fights, Bards and Poets, The Barbarian of Vasile, and Laurelon Light Singers.
Right.
Pardon me for the hiss there. I imagine that was
That was a
Drago.
Drago there.
But so they have underneath the city, they need money, they want rid of the wizards, the dwarves, and the priests. Maybe they're going after the flame. They're going to blow up the Fauschlag.
What? Say it again. What are they getting rid of?
The wizards, the
Right.
dwarves, the
Right.
priests.
So, whatever they're doing has to do with magic.
I said that.
No, wait. You might be making it more complicated. It has to be.
Right.
You immediately then went to blow up. That's quite a step from magic to blow
Magic.
everything up.
Magic.
What did this group do that you've seen? Your painters here. What do they do?
Well, perhaps the good lady might know more than us on that.
She says, Purple Hand. They infiltrate. They take control. She says, that's largely what they do. They infiltrate. They take control of establishments. Taking them out is particularly difficult. In the last 25 years, I've only captured about 10 of them. But it was enough for me to be aware of what they are. They were cruelly treated.
Infiltrate and take control, and you saw that the royal family is at risk. The Graf is he is useless just now.
Aye, what do you mean about that?
His wife has died, he is filled with grief, and he is utterly incapable of doing anything.
Which means
The
I heard
taxes
on
the taxes are nothing to do with him.
the taxes are nothing to do with him.
I heard on the street that he was looking for war.
That's the cover story.
That's interesting.
My intelligence tells me that he is pointless.
Yeah, and
That his son Stefan is dying,
although mine did come from a cultist.
and that his other son Heinrich
A painter.
has left because he is too scared to be here.
Right. Well,
Scared? Why?
if you're thinking about the cash in, right, and that's the tax at the front gates, that has to be moved at some point.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. Maybe if we follow the money that they're taking for the taxes and it's not going to the Graf, perhaps it's going to them.
Why not just go straight to the source and go to the tax office?
Is that where it goes? Or where it should go, at least?
Aye. You could ask around there. I mean, ultimately, though, all you're going to find out is that they've got a lot of money. What you're actually looking for? What's the piece of information you want?
Well, you want to find one of them, right? So you follow the cash. You see who's controlling that bit.
What are you looking for? I mean, that's not something you can easily find.
What person?
Aye. I mean, you don't know who you're looking for.
Particularly if it sounds like these individual smaller pockets of painters don't necessarily know the whole picture, right? They're
Yeah.
only painting one little
They're
bit.
doing a corner.
And no,
But
but
we
they
do
need the
know.
master artist who's standing back and sees the whole.
But we do know it is her grandfather.
So your grandfather is the one that's the painter. These are all the various colours that he's splashing across the city. You won't be able to tell if it's a green, a blue, or just a normal person that's being used by someone else. What you need is to... What's the one thing that you want to do? Break something up. So what are they doing? Break that then.
No, you lost me there. Sorry.
Well, you said you wanted to break something up, aye? Do one thing that stops them doing whatever it is
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
doing, aye?
So
So what is it that they're currently doing? They're taxing like mad, apparently.
And keeping
They're looking
wizards
for
and
money.
priests and
And they're getting folk out, and they're using the taxes to keep folk out, but they're apparently needing money for something. That suggests that someone in the court itself.
Right, so it's whoever's put the tax in place then, do you think? Or but would they not just be a...
Well,
But we know that Dagmar is probably part of the court at this point. Someone high up.
Marguerite looks up and says, "That's almost certainly what he would prefer to do. He doesn't. He is much less convincing than you are when it comes to pretending to be someone that he's not.
Right.
He
Well,
does
we know what
not
it looks
like to be someone who is not in power."
That's a point. Sigfred, you got any like skills, as you have, that could, if you see an image of somebody, can point it in a certain direction? Is that something that can be done? I don't know how it works.
No.
So someone
Never
in the
mind.
court has enough influence to how keep this tax going.
Why don't we just keep doing what we were doing then? We push, we go to
I don't
fancy...
know Middenheim politics very well, he says, but I will say one thing. There's only one person that matters in Middenheim. One. And that's the Graf. That's it. That's it. There is no one else. They might all advise him, but he's the only one that matters.
He's insensible with grief.
Right, so
And is it that convenient?
Well, of course.
they're
Really,
taking
They've taken him out of the equation.
they're taking advantage of it.
Yes.
So who's it off?
Or they planned it?
Right, so then if it's someone that's close to him, your first job is to get to people that are close to him then, I suppose.
So what's on the party front? Where would the toffs go to? What's the most weirdest one?
What's the first thing in your list of things to do?
Grass champion, they'll go there.
Grass champion has the right to speak to, so speak to him first. If he's there. If he's not, piss off somewhere else.
Right, so that's number one. Number two, what's the next step?
Love it.
Fine ale festival.
I think you've got more of an idea of
just
what you're
wanna go
doing
there.
now. He says, so I'm going to fuck off because I don't want you to die.
Fair enough. You find that halfling we had to chat about?
No. No word at all, actually. Are you coming? She looks up. Yes, I suppose I better. Then she gets up. Promised I'd look after her for you.
Thank you.
She's no longer able to look after herself. She almost died.
Do you mean as in when you say not look after your... I'm addressing you, my lady. I do apologise.
She looks up and she says, "It's a temporary inconvenience. Speaking is painful.
Right, I see.
Speaking certain words takes more energy than I think I can currently commit."
Do you want me to have a look?
No.
Sure.
I am quite convinced I will be better served with my current situation.
Okay. No worries.
He pauses and looks at him. What would you prefer? He says, I didn't care. Come on, let's go. Yeah, of course, Your Royal Highness. Oh, fuck, no. No, not that. Call me, I don't know, Feather or something. Wouldn't it be Feather? He says. No, fuck off. Fuck off. Oh, fuck. Oh, I've had this conversation too many times. Come on, let's just fucking go. I was just making commentary. Linguistically, it makes more sense. Surely it's a thorn, isn't it? She makes her way out. Thorn. Which one is it? Oh, I don't really know those novel languages very well. But she makes her way out. Lucas.
I'm going to have to take somewhat of a back seat when we're in public. I was thinking I could go back to being your musician. Well, not yours, because you're not posh this week.
Yeah, so I ain't got money, are you, love?
You don't have to be
I'm posh this
someone's musician. You can just be a musician.
Exactly. I'm going to do that. So,
All right. You have to be a little bit better on the old flute, though, right?
I can sing also.
Fair enough.
But also,
My
you
flute
being the
playing
way
is
you
fun.
are, you need a new name.
Oh, yeah,
No
that's a
one
good
can
point.
address you as my lord.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
How about Jerry?
I'm sort of waiting for the second part of the name where the joke hits in. Jerry.
No, just close to your own name so you won't forget.
Right, yeah, no, fair. It is 2 syllables though, which makes it harder. No, yeah, Jerry works. No, Jerry works. Jezza is. Yeah, banging. Kicking. Yeah, let's go with Jezza.
Come on, Jezza.
And I shall go by Anya.
All right.
I don't know why I've been walking around with you.
Lucas
lot,
nods
actually.
and says, yes.
Well, it seems you're the poshest one left. Can I be your musician?
Oh, my. Right. Oh, I better get my better hat. He says, excuse me, Jerry.
Lucas,
Yes.
could you get your gun for me, please, as well?
Are you seeking to carry a gun?
Yep.
Yes. No, actually.
What?
It will ruin your disguise. It's altogether too.
Oh, it's too good a gun, isn't
elaborate.
it? Yeah.
Yes, it isn't. I'm sorry to say, my lord. You'd
Bollocks.
probably be better with a stick.
A
You know.
stick?
Yeah, some sort of stick.
Because you can't have your rapier out as well.
Yeah.
No, I've got my. No, hang on. I've got my dress rapier, which is pretty fucking fancy, but this one's all right. It's just all standard, bog standard. I've got 2 rapiers, haven't I? I've got my fancy one. I've got my all normal one.
Why would Jerry know how to use a rapier?
Well, it's pretty straightforward. Stick it in a person, yeah. Point the end, other person, job done.
I mean, he has got a scar, right?
I've got a scar.
He could be a duelist.
I'm not very good at it, clearly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's a bad duelist. Jerry, a bad duelist.
Jerry the bad dude.
It's
I'll
real
go and fetch
shit.
my hat. He makes his way out. Then suddenly, the spell that was up collapses,
I had another.
and the
thought.
noise rolls in.
Bad timing, but last time when we were dealing with that stuff, people went missing, right? And obviously this place is much bigger, so finding missing people might be harder, but perhaps we should keep an eye out?
Crush doesn't all like. Yeah, good shout.
Lucas returns and says, eloquent. That is clearly his way of saying, what's coming next?
Well, I believe we're going to watch the Graphs Champion again and try and speak with him. And as I am the second poshest person, I believe you should escort me.
No, of
Lucas?
course, my lady.
Fucking toffs.
It's annoying, isn't it?
Don't know how they swan about all the time.
They're the worst. So we make any special preparations, or are we just heading over towards?
Share a kind of look, even though you can't.
Yeah. But I feel it. I feel it. I mean, how in disguise are we wanting Leopold to be?
Completely in disguise.
Well,
Can you grow your eyes back?
The newspaper didn't say priest, did it? It just said-
draw.
No, I didn't
so
say
maybe
priest.
don't need to hide the priestiness quite so much. But then the problem is I'm tall and I'm blind and I can't really hide the blindness.
And also, it's Middenheim, and you were hiding the priestiness because.
Well, no, I
Because
haven't.
of
I haven't been hiding my priestiness.
Oh,
Yeah.
Also, they don't do them glasses with the darkened pieces as well here. Mind you, you could just be unfashionable.
Have a perception test, please.
If I could get like a mask.
That's a good one.
Taking a basilisk because will probably
Good feel.
draw more eyes, right? So maybe leave Nils.
Are you rolling,
behind.
or are you happy?
I'll re-roll.
Should maybe leave Draco and Nils behind.
Good to know.
For you.
Yeah, no, way off.
Well, you might eat Nils' finger. as
Yeah.
well.
No,
Well, we'll take it. I suppose
She does that
there's
considerably shorter than you.
there's nothing in the newspaper about him having a baby basilisk. So
That's true. They'll be looking at that, not you.
yeah,
fair.
Yeah.
But
It is, after all, a pretty good disguise in and of itself.
is it though? Like, is it a good disguise to have people remember you for something and then maybe remember something else? Go, oh, that guy, the blind lad with the the blind lad.
No, but it
Oh,
might
yeah.
distract them. They'll maybe not.
Then wear the hat.
that sounds like a needlessly complex plan and not very straightforward. I think you should be straightforward and
get
be
a helmet
thinking.
with a visor because
Yeah.
I don't need to see through the visor.
Oh, just.
Just get a mask.
Well, that's later. That's later. If I see one, I'll get one.
What about this? You got all your makeup stuff right, and that always looks pretty good. Why don't you just do a lot of makeup on him?
You don't have eyelids though, right?
No.
Yeah, I know, but you integrate it to make it look like it's
Just
it's
wear-
makeup.
Oh,
No,
just wear a wide
brimmed hat.
He already has one.
Yeah, you should
Exactly.
give him one.
Yes, my point. Just put it down.
All right.
Make sure those ears are out. You're bigged. Hey,
So we're not.
it gives you a
fighting
bit more
today, no?
echolocation with the bounce off the fabric of the hat.
Someone might as well fight.
Unless it's the literally only way for us to speak to the Graf champion.
Why are we speaking to him? I thought we were just going to see all the nobles there.
Yeah, like we did yesterday.
Because we want to try to get somebody close to the Graf who can help us, talk to the Graf?
Yeah.
I mean, do you think you could talk to the boring princess?
Yeah, did you
Yeah,
not just
like his
spend the
daughter.
night with the most boring woman in the world?
Did you not tell her that he's had a vision that her family's in danger?
No, I don't think you quite understand the level of intellect this woman has. She made me eat cake. She asked me the same question 6 times.
I thought you liked him.
Not with milk in it.
Why are you being so horrible?
She had a bad day.
But still, just seems a bit harsh.
Yeah, you are usually a little bit more like live and let live sort of thing, you know what I mean?
Yes, I asked her if I could see the Graf, and she said no. I asked her if she could speak to, say, the Kislevite ambassador. She said no. Why would I do that? I asked her if she could stop the taxes. She said, of course not. Daddy knows what he's doing.
All right, fair enough. Yeah,
So
it does
we
sound
need
like a bit of a...
We need to circumvent her then.
Exactly.
The
Perhaps
Graf's champion might introduce us to, if we explain there's a threat, might introduce us to somebody useful. Let's start there.
Lucas says, if I might offer some advice.
And then looks at you.
Then looks away and goes, I would suggest possibly just doing what you did yesterday, perhaps not quite so many of you, but use that as a cover for being there. And then if an opportunity should arise for someone who is perhaps relatively eloquent and can speak well, to speak to the champion and just find out what's happening. They must all be gossiping about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, gossip.
Yeah. I will be entering, of course.
If I'm in a position to do so, I'll certainly try. You know, it's just I'm not exactly martial appearing. I think the good father would probably do better than I would in that regard. He's got the bearing of a man who looks like he would be interested in combat. He looks like he's a priest. He's someone who would definitely engage with such a thing.
I will
That's
enter.
fine.
I
I'll
will
just sit back.
You're an interested party because the tax directly applies to you. So
No, he's not suggesting I fight. He's suggesting I talk.
yeah, that's exactly what I'm
No,
suggesting.
we don't
you
want.
fight?
Or that I
No,
fight.
no. He does the
A
talking.
blind
Somebody
man
else.
has just murdered people, and we send
I
a
will
blind man
fight.
to fight.
I will
Used
I
to.
will bewitch them with my
Yeah,
flute.
I'm a duelist, so I will, of course, be fighting. That is what I do.
Okay.
I don't mind fighting again.
I'll bewitch them with my flute.
I'm not going
Excellent.
hand to hand next time though. I'm using my sword.
Yeah, quite right. Why would you do that? You sort it out?
I attempted to be fair. Sucked. I'm not doing that again.
Easy.
All right. We have time.
Let's go.
Right.
Nice. Cool.
Looks over at you sideways when and carries on with you in his arm.
So those ice peppers.
Right. He says, yes, ice peppers.
Stop.
Let me tell you a little bit about them. Mom.
I can't do a Russian accent, but she has mimic, and she's heard Kislevite's
Not good enough. You need to do yourself a perception test around the accent repeatedly until you pass, and then eventually you'll be able to do it. So what you need to do is
Hang out with.
sidle up to
Let's
some
find some
Kislevites.
Kislevites.
There was a Kislevite staying at our inn. Oh, by the way, remember the Kislevite who was staying at our inn?
Oh yeah.
Fake one.
The ice pepper man. Well, it turns out that I was right. He was a fake, and he's in the service of the ambassadress from Kislev.
Oh.
I saw him. Of course, he didn't notice me. I was discreet.
I think I also came across some. Well, we did. You know those two geezers with the heads, or lack of. Well, no, they were both. No, they had no hair, didn't they? Do they have no? I might have just made that up.
What are you on about?
The assassins.
Yeah, those the boys that stabbed me.
They had heads.
No, hair, not heads, hair.
Okay.
Right, I might have got those things confused as well because this is, as we know, not my natural way of talking.
What?
Tell me about it.
Better stitch you right up, my lord.
It's a bit of a long shot, but does Birdie ever have to pretend to be a Kislevote?
I know.
Pity.
Not that she has any recollection.
But I can help you because I have.
If Gerhardt's,
so
sorry,
we can-
if Elric
we can
speaks
Kislevote
it, I'm sure
together.
you would speak it in an inflection.
Yeah, he sounds like he's exceedingly from the Empire. And it's because it's a foreign language to him. So yeah, he sounds very much like he's from Talabicland, but with Gospodarini. He's got an accent. He definitely doesn't sound like he's a Kislevote.
Right, I shall be sticking to yes and no's then.
Da.
Yeah.
Yep. Whatever words you taught me earlier. There we go.
Sika?
You want me to hold what? The Square of Marshals is beginning to fill up already. There are a variety of spectators gathered, and of course, the stand over at the opposite side with its small royal box, I suppose, sitting over in the centre of it. They have yet to do the call, and the Master of Ceremonies is currently having a discussion with, actually, the man himself. You already know what he looks like. They're having a chinwag over the opposite side. Beyond that, there's just a big murmuring of people. A big group gathered round the fenced off, the roped off area where they'll be holding the various bouts later. What is our plan? Are we heading into the front? Are we staying back and just watching? Are you waiting for the call? What is our plan?
Mostly direct fighting.
When people are around doing this stuff, do they put up their banners, like the poshos?
Some of them, if any of them were to, let's say, enter, would normally put up their banners, yes.
And if you're traveling in those kind of circles, would Gerhard be able to spot a false banner, basically?
No,
Fuck.
certainly not up here.
Okay.
Possibly Lucas would.
Right.
Possibly, but again, this is northern. He's a Middenlander, not a Middenheimer.
Yeah.
This is quite far away from his area of comfort.
Is the princess here again today?
Absolutely not. Indeed, there is currently, other than the champion and the Master of Ceremonies, not really anybody else that you recognise in the slightest. Over at the far left, hand side, that is my left hand, left, right, who knows. Over towards the far left is a significant smattering of state soldiers who have clearly come out to watch, particularly because the champion himself this time has taken to it. One of the state shoulders, that is definitely a word. He's got two of them, actually. One of the state soldiers is clearly going to be presenting himself for the fight because he's getting clapped on the back by a few. And he's got that sort of puffed chest, big Ulrican, short hair, big beard thing going on, suggesting that the various soldiers have put them forward to be the potential champion that they're going to have on day 2. So what's our plan? Are we just waiting until the call comes out?
I really doubt I can go to fight, actually.
Who's going
I
to
don't
fight
feel like
if you're going to answer the call?
Yeah, I will be.
I mean, the bunny could fight. That would be certainly a fun thing.
It might make the paper.
Yeah, it's fine.
The bunny fought. I mean, that's going to be an image. Blind Fury day 1, the fighting elf bunny day 2.
I mean,
I think Nils probably should fight.
Nils is up for it.
Destiny.
If you think, yeah,
Right. You'll probably take a licking, but
yeah, all right.
And so did
Worth me
you.
going in again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Elric will, where those soldiers are, he will, because he's got etiquette soldiers, kind of share his experiences from yesterday and try and get any chat, like any other things that they might be talking about.
Basically, going over and gossiping. Yeah, do yourself gossip test.
It's not a strong point.
Hey, you never know.
Should I use the state name again?
It's definitely a chill situation.
Oh yeah, you can take your time.
So it'd be 5 and then etiquette soldiers 6.
Sweet, did pretty well there. The soldiery in Middenheim are quite used to wizards in a very different way to Aldorf, where they're quite used to wizards. But up here, it's because they literally don't care. In the south, it's because we tolerate you. And it's a different tone. They don't look at you like you are some sort of subhuman that has decided to engage with them like,
Elric is not outwardly a bright wizard at the moment.
yeah, but there are wizards with them.
Ah, okay.
That'll do it.
Yeah, that'll do it. And it quite quickly becomes clear because one of them parts and is wearing golden robes tip to toe with an exceedingly expensive pearl necklace studded with diamonds around the entire length of it. Who says, I hope that you are carrying your license. If not, we're going to have to arrest you.
Well, always.
Then, if you show it to me, let's have a chat. Licensed wizard!
Registered.
Look, his little face is so proud. He's still proud when he does that.
It's now in a frame when he falls it.
It's really awkward to go.
I would recommend if you're in the carnival, she says, that you wear your uniform because sometimes things can get rowdy. You are not allowed to cast anything if you're not wearing your uniform. You appear young, you might not realize that.
I know. Why would I be casting anything, though?
Because it gets rowdy.
How so?
Oh, just yesterday, there was a dark witch in the square.
Oh, I saw.
There are several of us here.
I saw the guy came down and then just shut
No,
off.
that wasn't the dark witch.
No. He was after. He was
Yes.
celestial or something.
And then you couldn't help, I presume, because you weren't wearing your
Well,
uniform.
my friend was
And today
attacked.
you're not wearing your uniform.
I have other ways to help.
Yes, useless ways.
Same as your
If
soldiers.
you had
here.
been there, you could have simply done with the fellow. Huh. What an odd choice. Why would you do that?
Why would I wear normal clothes?
Yeah.
I like being a normal person.
Why?
Just people don't ask them those kinds of questions.
But you couldn't help. Are you a coward?
No, furthest thing from one.
So you could have, I presume, have helped yesterday, but now you can't.
I can help in other ways.
But
Just being a magic user doesn't mean that's the only thing that you can
you
do.
graduated from the Bright College, yes?
Yes.
I give you an option here. There's somebody sitting on the other side of a courtyard. Now, let's say a square. We're in one. And that person is outside of your shout or stabbing reach, but not outside of, I presume, a fireball's reach. What do you do?
What's this person doing?
It's a dark witch. She says with a smile on her face. I mean, that's why we're all here. We're hoping he returns.
Well, then I would pull off my cloak, and now I've got my uniform on.
You don't have your uniform on, though.
If I did,
But you didn't.
I would respect how yous do it in Middenheim and let yous take care of it. That's what happened yesterday.
You are completely unlike any bride wizard I've met in my life. She says, this is fascinating. Hey, Aloysius, come here. Come here. I'd like you to... Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Elric.
Elric. I'd like you to meet my friend Elric. My friend Elric is a bright wizard and thinks that the answer isn't resolved by throwing a fireball at it. This is fascinating.
I mean,
Oh.
it's been a very good answer for a lot of things.
Meanwhile,
recently
the master of ceremonies does the great call out. You had 6 successes, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Does the great call out for anyone who would like to enter. Oh yes,
Mills?
Mills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jerry the Bad Duelist.
The bunny. Elf bunny.
A badgerist.
Brilliant.
also a badgerist.
So
Very bad,
you three are queuing up. You're queuing up with Nils, who that you're kicking along with.
Hey, is that the best place to gossip?
Well, you'll get in, and you might get on. You'll be on the
Yeah.
inside
Yeah,
if you're
that
his
makes sense.
hulk,
That makes
and
sense.
it makes
Yeah.
sense if he's coming along as initiate.
Yeah.
He's got initiate
Yeah.
ropes.
Yeah.
You'll get on the inside. That leaves you two. What is it that good old Ume and
I'm fighting.
Oh, you're
He's
fighting. Sorry.
fighting.
So that means
It's
everyone's
you,
fighting
it's-
on this side. Holy crap! It's just you.
It's just me.
It's just
I'm
you.
not fighting.
No, you're not fighting. No, you're,
but you're
you're about to
talking to
get a
other
lot of
people.
gossip successes from these very confused pair of wizards.
She'll ask Lucas if perhaps she can pretend. Why doesn't she pretend to be one of the people from the ambassadors group, wanting to watch this cultural event, and you can maybe introduce me to.
I really don't think pretending that you're one of the ambassadorial party is at all wise, Mum. They're there.
Oh, are they here?
Yes. Off in the royal box. They're at the back.
Hello. No, I'm kidding.
Says,
We could hear some Kislavite there, though.
well, we need to get very close.
It would be rude not to say hi if you're ambassadors.
It's going to be frightfully rude if you don't sound like...
Token-looking Kislavite. Greetings, comrades. Nah.
Would you like some ice?
Might I offer some advice, ma'am? He says, perhaps you could be sending your good, gentle lady, Birdie, into combat and just tag along with her, which will bring you inside of this sphere of influence, perhaps.
Are you going to be okay by yourself?
Oh, I'm frightfully terrible by myself. I was thinking of coming with you, actually.
Oh, okay.
So we could go along and just belligerently push our way through.
Sure, if you think that'll work.
I see no reason why not. And several of the folks yesterday, they were there with their various friends and such like.
I shall give you my kerchief.
How romantic.
Teddy kind of holds it like something dead guy.
No, you have to tie it on your arm with something. You're my champ.
We've got the lady's favour.
Yeah.
All right.
Or you blow your nose on it.
She considers
That's what Jerry the
why not.
Badger would do.
Yeah, that's what I do. That's what
All
I
right,
do.
so
Ties it on.
you are all registering then. Under what name?
Well, I've been advised I might as well stick with the catastrophic one I used yesterday. So Baggy Hellstein.
Play.
I have the bardic bunny.
Bardic Bunny, you say?
That's right.
Are you going to be able to punch someone?
What do you mean?
Because they'll know where you are.
It'll be fine.
You should sound in your pocket.
You're just going to get knocked out.
Bardic Bunny.
Does the aura still work if she's out for the count?
He says, initiate Nils.
Jerry the Badger.
Badger.
Jessica Patcher.
He's a geezer.
Vicious when backed up.
Well, fucking come on.
It seems that Aloysius, and as it turns out, her name is Sarah, can talk at length without your involvement or engagement at
Just
all.
that slow slink backwards.
As they sit, nattering away about quite clearly the oddity that you present, they, oh, really? It's really, oh, blah, 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 blah. But through the course of that, you do indeed hear a couple of interesting things. Number one, she had to pay to get into the city. 270 crowns.
Wait, fuck me. I'm sorry.
270 crowns. Well, of course I didn't pay. She says I flew in. She says,
As if you have the option.
I mean, I'm part of the bloody troupe that's going to be doing the display, aren't I? It's not like, I mean, how are we going to do the display? The guildmaster is absolutely horrified. Absolutely horrified. Yes, well, you did say that. No, absolutely horrified. I spoke to him directly, obviously, popped in, said, sorry, I am actually late. 270 gold crowns. It was ridiculous. We need to bring it up with someone. And of course, he wants to bring it up with someone, so he's going to be taking it to the law lords. They're presumably responsible for it, so he's taking it to the law lords. And Owen says, Well, who are they? Well, I don't know. He must know, though, because he's taking it to them, isn't he? On the other side, she says, yes, well, I tried to get my daughter out of the city. They tried to do, give this, says to you both, an actual tax for the familial relations of any known witch. Now, it wasn't that much. It was only 7 crowns. And of course I paid, she says. But that's actually ridiculous. It is actually ridiculous.
So paying to get in and out.
Wouldn't even let us out.
What's changed?
Well, you see, I was allowed out, but she wasn't. I was allowed out because obviously I'm a member of the college, but she wasn't. She was just related to me, so she had to pay.
So, sorry, just a question again. When they say the colleges in Middenheim, they mean their own, right?
Maybe.
Is that what Elric's belief would be?
It seems fair.
Yeah.
You're not strictly sure.
Which colleges?
Oh, in my case,
In
Go
your
College.
case.
Go College.
Oh,
He says,
okay.
I'm a member of the college. Obviously, I graduated from Go College. He says, quite clear, much like you graduated from the Bright College. And recently, Aloysius, did I tell you the date? So very recent. He's almost a virgin.
What was damn my inability to take notes. What was the gold who I charmed in
Which one?
Altdorf?
Which one?
Who let me into the forges?
Ah, yes. Good question.
What was her name?
I do love dodgy memories. Where's
know
my
it.
notes? And while he's sitting there,
No.
contemplating it,
You can just describe her.
on the inside, the champion is still speaking to the master of ceremonies. And yeah, indeed. And he's arm folded. So I'll be here all day. And the master of ceremonies, you'll be here all day, my lord. Says, unless you lose, or we'll be losing. Says, right. What do we have here today then? Says, can I see a list? Looks at it. Looks over at the gathered crowd. We've got a right mixture today. You should move that one up. Move him up as well. Move her up. That one will be popular. Fuck me, she's wearing almost nothing. Move her up. I'll take her on. He says, what do you think? And I'm joking. I mean, I'm mostly joking.
Being with your fault on me skills.
I'm 3/4 joking. And he says, right, how about we move this? I'll do. You ready? He says, I'll go join box. No, you're going to be out in the first round. Do I not even get by? Bloody hell. It's going to be a long bloody afternoon. It's only a couple of hours. That's what I said. He says, right. Let's get on with it then. In total, there are 40 people gathered for today. 40 people prepared to face off against each other one-on-one bouts before the gathered crowds of Middenheim to become the Graf's champion. The champion from yesterday is amongst them, and he will face the winner of today. He's sitting smug off to the side, very big, with a Stein veil. Underneath, a wooden placard that says Day One's Champion. They spelled champion wrong. It's a little bit closer to champagne, but hey. He is the Day One good drink as he sits there. The Master of Ceremonies introduces all of the various folks before announcing the bouts. And of course, we have some impressive bouts for you lot to deal with. Hey, Jerry the Badger.
Oh yeah, fuck it, let's do it.
Jerry the Badger.
Jerry. Jerry.
Go on, little
Badger,
badger.
badger, badger, badger.
Mushroom! Badger, 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 badger. And Badger is facing off against. They have chosen what they clearly think is the best option to face off against someone who comes from the south. Your deeply southern accent clearly betrays you. As he says, "Be facing off against Eloise Steinbacher, a 12-year-old.
Going down, you shit.
She's got
Fuck 'em up, Badger.
a wooden sword.
It's a girl, too.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fine.
12-year-old girl who says, "Oh, get him! She's going down!"
I actually have a real sword here. You understand that, right?
Says, "You bully.
What's your point?
I'll have your balls with this."
Right.
She says. Meanwhile, Nils. The call comes out for Nils. Initiate Nils faces off against. And then a point over towards. Not the cream of the crop. A gentleman with a chin that's somewhat weaker than Alamenowi's skills on the flute.
Wow, that's a weak
What's wrong
chin.
with Alan White's chin?
Ow.
A big twirl to his moustache as he comes forward, his hands up, bows, and says, "I will absolutely have you, my man. Right up the shitter."
Wow.
As Nils goes,
What about the
Are you
fighting?
fighting after?
laughter at this. You're not the only one to make the joke. More sporadic laughter spreading through the crowd as Nils just goes, right, you are, and turns around to face him directly. Everyone else sitting side by side has appeared off, but he's facing them.
Probably still has blood on him from painters. Painters.
Himself up.
Killing painters.
Yeah.
Firing painters.
He's just a little bitty bruised from all of that firing that was done earlier.
No.
Hellstein. You're going against a man with his arms folded, hair braided down either sides. Albrecht Hellstein!
Cousin. Allegedly.
He looks at you. You made a mistake.
So I've been led to believe.
Well, this is a duel. A legal duel by Middenheim law.
Fuck 'em up, Birdie.
I'll do my best.
Is that Hellstein's the ones that do the teeth filing?
He hasn't
Yeah.
smiled yet, I'll let you know.
Ah, of course. The Bardic Bunny. The Bardic Bunny steps forward and...
Bows. To everyone.
I'll replace that.
While the two wizards were talking. Beautiful people, those Nipponese. Great culture.
Faces off against. And then a point. And a man who is possibly made of muscle, including his head. There's a certain vacant look in those eyes as he sits there, blinks a bit, looks over at the elf.
Hi.
As he's all muscle, and he goes, "Is this fair?" As he calls out, "Fred!"
Good name.
Oh,
Strong name.
he says,
Right.
"That's me." As he comes forward and looks at you. "Well, we're grappling then."
Oh,
We're gonna break. Sorry, everyone, if I break.
Bless.
Looks at you. Sorry if I break you.
I shall take that risk, Fred.
Oh, it speaks. Backs off slightly. I'd like an intimidate check from you, please.
It's so bad at this. Oh no, I'm not that bad at it. 2 successes.
It's mostly just being an elf.
Ulrich, watch over this great victory.
I'll take
As
out
his
my
face
flute.
gets redder and redder and redder as he sits at rest. It's almost like he's trying to, what, do a crap or something in front of you? It's just the way he's standing.
I'll take out my flute because I am the bardic bunny and
He looks at it.
play a haunting song.
He pulls
Kind
out
of creepy, you
He
know.
pulls out a cavalry hammer and looks at your flute, and looks at the cavalry hammer, looks at the flute. There's clearly something going on here. He looks terrified. All right, so over by you. Would you like to go watch?
Yeah, I was kind of going that way anyway.
Up ahead. Ha! As they move forward, a bright magisterial uniform. From behind, shorter than you, which is super rare, suggesting possibly even a woman. Which is almost as rare.
Rarer.
Yeah. Relatively short hair, which also suggests a relatively recent graduate. From behind, at least.
From having spent a lot of time in the women's tower,
Yeah.
where there was one master, and that was like the only, other than the
No.
perpetual apprentices.
There was a few women.
Yeah.
Indeed, there was a few women in your group because if you remember, you had that
But
small
they
group
weren't
you worked with.
close to graduating.
You refused to graduate until they did, if you recall.
Oh, as they were graduating. Oh, yeah. I thought it was
Ah.
just getting their first key.
No, that was graduating before leaving, not getting out, and you refused to do so. You hung around for ages, over 2 years inside that college, as you basically refused to let them fail. Lazy. No, it's not true. He hasn't got a heart. It's not true.
He definitely wasn't doing it because he's stubborn.
No.
That's good stubborn.
Not saying it's bad. See, when you use your powers for good.
So it doesn't.
He's not sure.
Yeah, nothing.
I mean,
would.
it could. I mean, it could be. I mean, it could be Clara. It could be Arena. And height-wise, it could be either of those two. Hair color, pretty much both the same. Arena, though, you think was now that it's difficult to tell. They were both bald then. The eyebrows, Arena's eyebrows were paler. More likely to be her. You think if it was one of those two, and it wouldn't be surprised to find her all the way up here. Anywhere to be away from Aldorf.
Yeah. He'll approaches. Who was following him? Was
Then
it
both of them.
both Aloysius and
Yeah,
Sarah?
yeah. You're part of a whole wizard party now.
Wizard friends.
Wizard friends.
You've got your own wizard pals.
Aww.
Oh, that was awful. I didn't think I'd see a fellow.
Head turns round, goes, "Oh bloody hell! It's you, Elric." It's Arena.
Oh,
Arena, who was, you think, the most talented, least talented wizard you'd ever see. In that she clearly understood everything, but was blocked up completely. And you were, by about 1.5 years in, quite convinced that someone was purposefully blocking her because she was pretty. She still is.
I was gonna say she's still pretty. Yeah.
Yeah, she still is. As she smiles, looks at you and says, "Where's your bloody uniform?"
You don't have to wear it.
"Yeah, but you bloody should. There was dark wizards here. Did you know
No.
that?"
No, I didn't know. No one's talking
Yesterday?
about it anywhere.
She says, "Well, I heard about it, so I thought I'd come over just in case they come back.
Why are you up here anyway?
Have you seen the bunny? Look at this! Look at this!" She points over.
Never seen her before in my life.
She's wearing almost nothing. I mean,
Hi, Aluminowite.
Just Al will do.
I'm really sorry. There's something not right.
let's start off with Nils. You can roll for Nils because you've got Nils over there.
Come on, Nels.
Let's see how it goes.
Is he using a hammer?
Well, if is this no weaponry?
Oh, yeah.
Then yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm assuming his initiative's higher than Nils's.
What's in it? I don't know.
31.
Oh, yeah. Bam, bam, bam! How'd you do?
No, he doesn't have advantage, does he?
Not yet. Neither of you do.
So 2 fails.
Oh, well, that's quite the strike. As he swirls round and smacks him with the flat of his blade right in the shoulder. As he stumbles, bundles, and pushes off towards the side for a total of, that sound like 6, 12, 13, 14 damage. Oh, no, sorry, +2. Because you had 2 fails, did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, so sorry, 16 damage.
16. So he's still got 3 wounds left. He's got no armor. Oh, has he got armor? He's got leather armor.
Yeah, you can have a point of that. That sounds good.
So, yeah, 4 wounds left. No toughness. Toughness 4.
He's only a starter. He's only young.
Toughness 4 is
Yeah,
pretty
totally.
good.
Yeah,
For a
it
starting
is.
character.
This is the child, is it?
Oh,
This is actually hilarious. Carry on.
So I got 2.
I critted as she swings the sword and bashes him right in the nuts.
No, this kid was him, wasn't it?
Yeah, the kid.
Nils has got.
Sorry,
Guy.
no, Guy. Sorry.
Yeah.
Whacks him. Fair. On the side of the head. I was listening too much to the word kid in the background. It infiltrated my mind. Bash! Cut on his forehead. Blood gushes down across his face. He's got a bruised eye on the other side already from the previous day, so he's blinking his way through that. How many successes did you get?
2.
2. So I obviously still have advantage, and I have done a further 16 damage. And bah, crash, crunched him down. As he looks down, puts his hand up, picks him up, claps him on the shoulder. Well done. Nils picks him back, shakes his head. I think I didn't do very well. He says, I really think I didn't do very well.
Good job.
Oh, you're next. As the call goes out. And now it is time for the Hellstein battle. And Hellstein sticks up his finger and he says, no, go to someone else first, please. Oh.
I sat forward for no reason.
Right. He says, then let us turn to the Graf's champion. Says, Dieter Schmiedhammer. He comes out, takes off his top, and he's pretty ripped. Unsurprising, given that he won last year. As he crunches his hands together.
No sex, you can definitely
Yeah.
put the work in the gym.
Puts his hands up, been lifting barrels a lot. Puts his hands up like so and faces off against a man with a big hammer. And it's quite the fight. There's swings, there's pullbacks, and eventually it's him picking him up and throwing him into the audience. Which goes down very well with the audience. They love it. 5 of them decide that kicking him is definitely the way forward, not helping him back up. Hey! As Schmiedhammer just puts his hands up, looks around, then makes his way over and sits back down.
Full.
Oh, we have a moth. Hello. Swirling around the lights up there. You probably can't see that at your end. It's now time for the badger.
Oh, badger. You mug. Let's fucking do him.
All right. Are you ready?
I'm going to rephrase that. Yeah, just don't take that out of context. Right, fucking, let's go.
He comes up, looks up at you. Our little wooden sword.
Now, listen.
Pokes!
I have got fast, that's correct. I am a bit worried about murdering a child here, so...
So she's poking you.
Okay.
You may have fast, you can talk all you want, but that doesn't stop her stabbing you.
No, still fucking stab.
How many successes?
2 successes.
I've got 2 as well.
Right.
You.
Ching.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you wish to attack back?
Yeah.
As you're sitting there talking.
Well, yeah, no.
In for a penny.
Exactly. Yeah. You're done. 0 successes, but
2!
success.
Ha ha! She dodges away. She's having none of it.
No, I don't have defensive.
She is having none of it. Dodge, dodge, dodge.
All right.
And she swings forward. You go fast. You can go ahead of her if you want.
Oh, yeah, fine. Yeah,
totally.
Yeah. She's oh, dear. Well, hang on. Have I got advantage at the moment or not?
She parried the last one, so
Yeah.
she has advantage.
Oh,
And you lost the last.
1 fail.
It's okay. I've got 1 fail too,
Lovely
but that
stuff.
just bounces off. So I keep my advantage
You got
because
him. Yep,
you were
fine.
attacking me, so I'm now attacking you.
Shit.
Oh, she's got a success.
2 successes.
Ah! And she stabs forward. Ah! And she's pushing.
This is taking way longer than I anticipated.
And she goes.
This is
Badger.
like they're born with little hammers in their hands.
Shit.
Right,
No, you got advantage
0
now.
success, but
I
I've
got-
got
have I got
success.
advantage?
You won that
I've got
last.
advantage now, haven't I?
Yes, you got advantage
Yeah,
now.
all right, so 5 successes.
Oh, okay, yeah, you easily won that one by 5.
Yeah, right, nice.
So damage, please.
Do I? Well,
You can pull your blows. That means you never do criticals.
Yeah.
But you just take her wounds off until she runs out.
okay, fine.
So
that's all right
basically, you smack her down without doing
So
anything
it's
particularly nasty.
No flat of the rapier. It's
5,
just
yeah.
her face.
then. 5 plus 7. I
No,
presume I just
smack her in
punch
the
her with the.
Yeah, totally.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Legs
you
out.
parry, then whack.
5 plus 7, what's that?
Whack her in the body
12.
rather than
12.
necessarily the head.
Yeah, exactly.
12 damage. Poof, she's out.
Mark! Absolute Mark!
Harry the Badger takes no prisoners.
Badger!
Mushroom, mushroom. Okay, it's the Hellstein
Before we
badger,
start,
badger.
Before we start,
Mhm.
I toss him the locket I've been wearing, which I retrieve.
Yeah, he ignores that. Bounces off his chest.
He can
Um,
pick it up later. It's fine.
As
With his teeth.
he pulls out a rapier and he goes, compliments of Lord and Hellstein.
You mean Dad?
No. He says, I'm waiting.
Do I get to use my shield?
If you want to.
Yes, sword and shield.
Mhm.
So it's like, okay, let's do this.
He's got fast.
We'll see how long.
Oh,
I'm
great
waiting,
roll.
he says,
I'm
before
waiting.
landing the first blow.
Nick, not a great roll, it'd be
Yeah,
like
so
10
wait for her to
successes.
move, then whack. Indeed, very, very
It's
good.
very good or very bad.
That's very good.
Nice.
7 successes and a crit,
Whoa-hey!
and another 4. So,
So that's 11 plus your damage, please.
plus my damage.
Plus 7
is-
crit.
Is plus 12. So, what was the maths? What did I say? 7,
11.
And what did you roll for your second roll? Just so I know where you net.
24.
24.
24.
23. 11 plus 12.
23 wins.
As he strikes forward, you take.
Strength and.
'Cause
Wow, sword is 8, isn't it?
No, sword is plus 4.
I thought sword was 4.
And she's
Sword is
got
plus 4.
Strike mighty.
Strike
blow.
mighty blow.
Times 3.
3 times, yes.
And I have a very high melee base.
Nice.
As you parry up with your sword and swing into the side of his chest. Crack! Thud! Smack into his chest. An audible cracking sound echoes across the square as a bone shatters. Unless you're pulling your blows.
No.
Which means she is immediately disqualified because she's broken the rules. You're not
Oh.
allowed to kill.
Oh, I didn't.
Or
I completely forgot.
He did
from
say it
last
was
week.
a duel though.
yeah, he did.
He
did.
He doesn't care if he's going to get disqualified.
Oh right.
To be fair,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
fine.
Right.
I
You've
don't
made
want
your
to
point.
I don't want to be the graph.
You've made your
Yeah.
point.
Champion.
Okay, as there's a ooh from the crowd. But he hasn't gone down. You're attacked now.
And you got advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Go on, buddy.
Fuck him up, Birdie.
Yeah, she's doing pretty well there.
That's just 0 success.
Hey! I have barely managed to parry that as he pushes it aside, because all my rolls are heightened difficulty just now, because of my crit. As he pushes it to the side and then backs off slightly and then lunges, holding onto his bleeding flank.
The most important question, is he handsome?
It depends how one judges these things, but he does have attractive 3. So, yeah,
Is there a family resemblance?
no. So on your side,
Okay. 3 successes.
oh, I got it then this time, so that is,
I'm defensive.
4.
so that makes it 4. So I
My
win
shield
by
as well.
4.
So is that plus 2?
Shield
Shield
also
is
defense,
armor.
so that's
Oh.
2.
Yep.
So 5.
Yeah, totally.
All right.
Yeah, win by 3. Nice.
See, remembered.
29 damage.
Minus my 11 toughness.
11
toughness?
That seems a bit high.
Just your toughness bonus.
Oh, it's just my toughness bonus.
Yeah, toughness bonus.
Not armor.
Plus any
well,
robust
if you
you
wear
might have.
armor.
Do you have
Yeah.
robust?
Do have a rust.
No, you don't.
don't.
You've got Hardy.
Yeah, I've got hardy.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I've got my shield, my armor. So chain plus the shield.
Whatever those numbers are on your...
So
Does it amount to 11?
so 3 plus 4
Where's it? Where
Change
did
3,
you?
and then
Chest.
shield.
In the
is
chest.
2. Shield is
Yes.
2. So that's 5 plus 5 for my toughness.
Yes.
10.
10.
Not 11. 10.
Yeah.
Cool.
Still.
There we go.
Great.
So that makes the maths easier. 20.
As he pulls back, and away you go. How do you do? Advantage is currently with me.
Oh, just shy of 8 successes. Damn it.
Oh, just...
I'm half the.
I have successfully moved to the side
Pardon?
as his face twists into a half mask of pain and rage as he ducks down and tries to skewer you through the chest.
Nice. I did tell you, he's killed 7 already.
5 successes. Is this me defending?
Yes.
Plus 2, 7 successes.
Oi.
So that is 21 damage. Minus 10, 11.
That's me out.
How many wounds?
It's 11 wounds,
11.
and you're on 15, so you've
Oh,
still
sorry.
got...
Yeah.
Still got 4, so you're not out at all.
I thought you all had like 30 plus wounds
I
now.
do.
Or something.
She
I
does.
can't do the maths.
She can't do maths. We have to
Yeah.
help her.
That's okay. She
I'm
has
remedial.
math support
Yeah.
Yes.
to either side. Okay, you've called in tech support, and you're now lash out towards him.
Man in chair.
3 successes.
3. You have just done it by 1.
And that's a whisker.
Oh,
So that's
giving you
3
advantage as well.
Right, so that's 3 plus 12, so that's 15.
Nice.
That's
Oh,
what I can do.
oh,
Yeah.
oh. As he backs off and launches a relatively desperate lunge in your direction. Ooh, it's a good one.
6 successes plus 2, 8 successes.
I have 9.
When the
Spend a fortune point to add.
God damn it! Ching! As he backs off, circles you as you presumably launch in with your attack. Go for it.
3 successes.
I have more. As you are, and he just dodge, flips out, tries to take his time as you again lunge, and he then, attempting to find an opening, moves in towards the side as he strikes.
Ooh. 0 successes. Plus
So
2.
two, yeah.
2.
26 wounds.
Oh.
No, I'm
And he's going for the full crit. How many wounds do you take?
No.
He is trying to kill you.
Yeah.
So, what
Was it 15 left?
26.
26.
Six, so 16, so-
16, so.
So that's a plus 11.
Ooh!
To the what?
To the leg.
All of them.
Okay, so
I don't know. I don't think it's a plus 11. If she had 15 wounds left,
She had
Five.
5.
Five
She had
wounds left.
Yeah, the math is not in my favour.
into your thigh, out
Ow.
the other side, severing the artery.
Oh, crikey.
As blood spills swiftly down your leg, and a part of it splashes up and out and across him. Or you can spend a fate point and this won't happen. Now, this crit is bad.
Yes, this
This is a bad crit. Are you going to die? Not necessarily. You might survive. There might be a doctor on hand. They might be able to patch you up in time. They might not.
Ooh.
Now, if you spend the fate point, he will almost certainly back off. He'll think you're dead. He'll think he's done his job. Everyone will presume you're dead. If you don't, he might not stop.
Well, yeah. I'm just thinking whether discretion is a better part of valor. Let him think I'm dead.
The crowd, fate point. Ding, 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 ding. Fate point.
Carnival is brutal.
It's fun though.
Blade into the leg, out the other side. Misses your artery by the barest of
Dog's whisker.
millimeters.
As we say.
As it comes out and blood splashes out free, he backs off and looks down as, from either side, large soldiers come bundling in to grab at him as he's like, honest mistake. Says,
Slipped.
and he holds himself. Might have pushed a bit hard there. And looks over as she passes out.
He's got him a grudge book.
Hey, she's dead. I think you might want to be running up to see if she actually is dead. This seems like the sort of thing you do.
Out of the way.
But that's whether you want to break your cover as a dodgy blow.
I mean, Liverpool will probably run over.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I mean, I can still see it, regardless of whether.
Am
if you
I
wish to,
actually
yeah.
unconscious or just
Oh, you're
pretending to
out.
be?
You're
Oh,
out.
fine.
Yeah,
So I can't
you are
just wrap an
totally
eye
out.
over, has he gone?
As you come running up, it doesn't look good. Do yourself a first lore medicine test. You have no idea if she's alive or not.
Well, I thought I might attempt a miracle just in the hope that
You wish to
Sigmar
do so,
might,
yes.
might save her. I mean, it might not, but it might, you know.
Did the guy pick up that locket, by the way?
Oh, no, that's
You
Nils.
just walk off.
So
Acquire it.
pick it
yeah,
up,
we'll make sure it's picked up.
How come I'm suddenly shit at praying? Oh, because that's Nils.
You keep doing that.
That's
we need
more
to change
like-
the colours.
6 successes.
Which miracle are you using?
The
Sigmar's holy flame.
gonna burn her.
He's
That's
like
what
a
you get.
cauterized milk.
Healing hand.
Healing hand. What does healing hand do, please?
Heals D10 plus wounds.
And that's the miracle one, yes?
Yes, the bigger one.
As the hand glows. She spent a fate point, so I'm actually going to intercede here. If you do this, he will think she's alive.
Ooh.
As you sit there murmuring the prayer,
But
because this is going to bring her back, choking to life.
Leopold doesn't.
Know that.
I know, but you're controlling him. And he's a seer. That's
Yeah.
why
All
I'm
right, that's what I'm going to
intervening.
say. So if
Yeah.
Leopold is able to go, hang on a second, she's actually alive.
And that, he doesn't know, but he does know that if he does anything miraculous,
But he doesn't know about the meta currency, the fate point either, does he?
no, of course he doesn't.
Yeah.
But he does know that there's
Game
somebody
system,
looking
he's
for
game
her
the
to be
system.
dead. You can make whatever choice you wish to make.
Are you coming? Like, did you
Very
decide?
personal question.
Did you decide? Did you know there's a doctor on hand?
Well, yeah.
Can I pivot my prayer
Two.
to. Because again, what bearing in mind, Leopold does not have floor medicine.
Mhm.
So he might be thinking, well, maybe she's struggling to breathe, so maybe I'll give her a blessing of breath. And that might mean she stays not quite dead until somebody who can give her proper medical attention arrives.
That's really mental.
Well, exactly. It's like
CPR.
it'll make no difference, but
Yeah.
Leopold doesn't have low medicine, so he doesn't know that will make no difference.
I love that mental plan.
Yeah.
It's clearly crazy. And also
keep her not-
because it's a blessing.
Exactly. It's more subtle.
It's not just more subtle. It's just him praying over her.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have any particularly overt effect. Blessings don't do anything that flashy and yeah. So totally, I'm more
Cool.
than happy
We'll
for
do
that
that.
to be the case.
And it means you're like immune from suffocating and drowning for like
I'm going swimming after this.
2, 4, like 4 scenes.
There you go.
Run to the black
Are you
pool,
coming in?
quick.
Well, yeah. The badger knows about medicine.
He's a duelist.
Yeah.
I don't know. Gotta realize
I'm a
himself.
bad one as well, so I've patched myself up many a time.
So, are you coming in to have a
Yeah,
quick check?
excuse me
Roll
anyway,
medicine
I'm
test,
good at
please.
this
Has
stuff.
he gone now? And what was his name?
No, he's not gone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can I go and try and distract him?
Yes, if you wish to do so.
The soldiers are taking away.
Law, medicine.
No, they've stopped now.
It's 4 successes, but it's a thingy.
She's dead.
But
She's dead.
Wait.
She's dead.
Let him finish. Go ahead.
She's dead.
Because it suits my purposes.
She's dead.
Yeah, she's dead. She's gone. That's it.
Cool test. Cool test.
Wait. Do I know that she's
You think she's dead.
right? Okay.
Not even a no. You think she's dead.
Hey, ain't that cool? I'll spend a fortune point to re-roll that roll because it was bad. Here we go. One fail.
Really dead.
How does he express his anguish at his friend being dead? Because he's about to express it. And this isn't a controlled I choose to express it.
Yeah.
This is actually him. Holy shit, she's dead.
Yeah, I'll probably. Is she? I'm sorry. Is she dead?
You think
You
Is
think
she
You think
actually
she's
dead?
Yeah, you think she's dead.
like properly?
Apparently, he goes into shock.
I just keeps checking.
I like
just
that's
keeps
that's
checking.
that's
checking.
that is
She's
what
like,
I'm thinking.
how
Like,
did it?
genuinely,
How
like,
did it?
I love that. That's good. I'm
probably
particularly
go
for
from
someone who
one thing to the
overthinks everything.
The other
He's going
thing as
through
well.
all the things.
she's got the and the right the
Breasts.
no the thing inside her which
The
we're worried that
disease.
it'll come
Oh,
out
yeah.
and if she kicks the bucket that's the next thing right.
Yeah, that could be now growing and getting ready to come out.
Yeah. Okay.
Everybody
I'm just blathering
He's
and
panicking.
going from that to that and that to that.
Love it. Okay. Looks like she's dead. But Gerhard is literally panicking.
Elric would have been left on the fight. Right?
Yeah.
So I'll let you go.
What are you doing, Yumi? What are you doing, Leopold?
I guess she's supposed to be my champion, right? So she'll stride forward and like order people around to like get her out of the
Yeah.
mud and like
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Pick her up. Take her to positions now.
Dragged off into a tent. Crowd is quiet.
Our
Just be
Menowat
ashamed of
is
yourself.
going to go up with the
Thank you,
locket
Nerfo.
and grab. You know she was related to you.
Says, was. And walks off.
Your father's sister's daughter. That's right.
As he limps off.
Birgitta Brunhilde Frost. Remember her name.
The master of ceremonies moves up into the royal box and has a word with the chap who's up there. Man in his 40s, big scar down his face. As he goes, in return. The hubbub of the crowd just a bit too much. In fact,
I need to get an ear trumpet.
yeah, I'll let you do.
Tip your
I'll
hat.
let you do.
Yeah, I'll use my hat to funnel it.
Perception test.
inconspicuous.
7 successes.
Successes.
8 successes. Sorry.
Probably.
Just hearing of a bat.
I think you probably should do something about this. And he says, Bloody Hellsteins, there's nothing we can't do. He says, the only one that can charge him is his father, or Boris.
Says, just mad at someone in front of everyone. Can we continue? We're going to have to. We're going to have to. Call it an accident. Says, can't just call it. You know what the Elsteins are like. If they are brought up, they'll call their banners. Shit. This has got very serious. Little Marshal, it's up to you. I'll go and speak to the Elsteins. Says, right, but I'm not going immediately. I will not make it appear like he has done something wrong. I will find an opportune moment to leave. Now go and be the master of ceremonies. Yes, of course, Mid-Marshal. Of course. Of course. It's perfect. Do your bloody job. It's his way off. Mid-Marshal. Does not look happy. Scar flashing slightly in the light as he moves his head from side to side.
In the tent.
I would have followed.
Yeah. Yep. As you go in, she is dead. No heartbeat. No breathing. She's dead. Blood spilling from her inner thigh.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you?
Is there other people in the tent?
Oh yeah, there's an actual doctor who's there who has declared her dead. Says, what's the time? Just past midday. Take her to Temple of Mo. Call the priest.
Give us a moment with the body before, just to say goodbye.
Says, right you are. And he says, this friend of yours.
Yeah.
My condolences.
Go now, please.
Makes his way out.
And now there's no witnesses. Now he'll try his healing hand. Miracle.
Yeah, that's not going to be quiet. You know, but nothing wrong with doing it.
Yeah, exactly. But the glow, can we shut the tent so that the people won't see the glow at least?
Yeah.
Just sounds like a priest is loudly praying for his fallen.
Yeah.
But also people could cry.
Yeah. If you make lots of noise.
What are you doing?
Just make lots of noise.
Crying in Russian.
Yeah.
Her face is no different. Her breathing does not stir.
Does the blood slow slightly?
It doesn't. It's not even. It hasn't been bleeding for a wee while now. It's just stopped. There's no pumping. There's no nothing. She appears to be completely dead. Hey, Almanoith, what are you doing?
I am not doing my fight. My friend has just died. You win. Well done. Congratulations. I must go.
Doesn't that involve the hat?
What?
Oh no! Not the hat.
What?
You wear the fat
You have to wear that.
shame or whatever it is.
Oh, do I?
You have to wear the corner shame.
Final fight.
Coward of the day.
Count of the day.
Coward of the day.
Craven.
Craven
For a
for
day.
a
Not
day.
Craven, though, but pride.
Just kick his
Raven
ass
for
and
the day.
Come find me.
There's a feathered hat just sitting over there.
I mean, is it a nice hat?
No.
Can I style this out?
Can I style it out? Fine, I'll fight. It's probably what Ulrich would have wanted anyway.
Next bout. As he goes off, not even doing introductions.
Birdie would
So
have
much.
wanted it.
Kick his ass.
Here we go. He's giving it a go. First, cool test. Okay,
He wets himself.
I've rolled 99.
Craven for a day.
He's obviously freaked out by her creepy flute playing, which she's gonna do, by the way.
Prancing from side to side, doing her flute playing as he
I mean, maybe
puts
also
up his hands.
the way you almost didn't fight and then said, "No, I will fight you because it's what my dead friend would have wanted." That does sound a little bit vengeancey.
I love it.
He puts up his hands
Best friend ever.
and begins to urinate. It spreads down his trews. Laughter everywhere. As he and curls up on the ground. Master of Ceremony goes, "Do you give up?" He says, as I think that's a yes. Craven! 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 Craven!
That's what you should have done, the miracle.
The large cone of shame. It does quite say cone of shame. It's the con of sham. But it's close.
Oh, I love the spelling here.
The con of sham, with many a goose feather hanging off it in various directions. It's placed upon his head as he makes his way weeping, holding his ridiculously muscled body
Yes.
as he makes his way off.
It is an eerie song.
He says, "It's the Witch of the Woods,"
Oh,
he says as he makes his way into the crowd and they part.
No,
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 it's not.
no, just a jongleur of the sheep. A mere minstrel.
Ducks underneath.
Cataloguer of cantatas.
A child who he passes by says, "You smell a wee," as they make their way out.
The rhapsodist of the Reich.
The champion comes into the tent, pushes back the curtain, and says, "Excuse me, hope I'm not interrupting." He looks over at your corpse and goes, "Oh, bloody hells. This isn't supposed to happen. I'd like to offer my condolences." He says, "Are you relatives?"
Friends.
"Sure. What are you doing? You all this?"
You was going to challenge the guy to a fight.
Do it.
Well, actually, more so he'd die as well.
Fucking fireball.
Not wearing my uniform. Weren't you listening?
Sorry, that's right. And you
If
only like to
only
murder with fire.
uniform.
You can borrow that girl's uniform.
So in
Okay,
in,
her fireball him.
in my headcanon, he would have ran while Gerhardt and Leopold were looking at her, and then he probably would have tried to stalk towards the guy, but hopefully one of them would have dragged him back.
Balamenowite
Well, the
went up
soldiers
to
might
speak
get you
to the
back.
guy, so because that was before her fight,
Yeah.
so she would have stopped him. She would have
Yeah.
been like,
Okay, that
"I've
sounds
got
good.
this."
And now he's just, there's no words. It's just like, there's probably a sense of actual,
Balamenowite's gonna come and give him a
without
hug.
channeling, but it's like he's gathering everything into himself. He wants to become a Gyron so bad.
I'm so sorry, Elrin.
Irina, whom you know, will follow, see you pulling him away, and will sort of hover in the background like she's sort of responsible for you, like because she knows you. And somehow that has given her this responsibility to make sure you're all right as she hovers at the back and you go into the tent. Champion goes into the tent and she's on the outside at the moment, sort of looking sort of uncomfortable, unsure as he looks around and says, "Oh, my condolences. Does she have a family?"
They just killed her.
Yeah. The only family we know of is the man who just killed her.
"Well, I won't be sending them any money." He says, is there anything that she held important in life?
Killing people. My dog.
Elric.
Eric, now we've been played up.
The dwarf?
Ulrich?
Ulrich. She was loyal to Ulrich. She was friend to the dwarfs here.
I'll make a donation to the Templar now. 1,000 crowns. That is a lot of frickin' money.
You can
Bring
That's
that
like
to-
let's just quickly
us. She likes us a lot.
I mean, we're her favourite.
That is
Wait,
that is
what's our merchant company
basically
name? That was her favourite.
240k of money, about £240,000, some equivalent. Just to give you an idea, a $250,000
Sorry,
quid.
did he think they said Ulrich? Because I pretty certain they said Elric.
It is Elric now. You just give it yourself.
As he bows once and he says, "There is nothing else I can do." You
Yes, there is.
looks at you. Yes.
Well, you can bring charges. You have influence with the Graf. The Graf can charge Helstein. Justice can be done.
Don't talk where you don't understand.
I know. I understand all this perfectly. Thank you.
He's going all noble on his ass.
I know exactly how this works because I use that system. I know exactly how it can work, and it can work in the right way now. He can be brought to justice and charged by two people, his father or the Graf.
Yes.
And you can speak to the Graf. So keep the money and get that done.
Don't think you understand the current situation.
Well, then explain it to me. Or, even better, get us an audience with the Graf and we'll do it ourselves.
No. The Graf does not simply take an audience. That is not what the Graf does. This is not Reichland. Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
You don't need to know my name. My friend is dead and that needs to be fixed.
You have my condolences. There is nothing I can do here. I am not the Graf.
Maybe we could talk to the bid marshal.
Mid-Marshal can't do anything.
Well, he
Can't do anything, Father. Nothing. He had no right to charge.
Well, he
He
can't
had
do
no
anything
right
public, but he
to do
can have a
anything.
word. I mean, he's planning to have a word, right?
I understand that you are dealing with grief. He says, there is nothing that can be done here. The Graf is not available. There is nothing that can be done. You have my apology. And Birdie chokes to life. Her hand is in agony. Her hand is in absolute agony. Where she had her fingertip cut off. It's in absolute agony.
So after everything, it's my finger. that
Yep,
hurts.
it's your
Okay.
finger. It's enough to possibly even make you scream unless you cool test.
3 successes.
You don't need to scream.
I've had worse.
Fingertips back.
Oh.
Hey, doesn't make it look like it's going to be really easy to feed. And on that, we'll take our break. As Birdie awakens in pain, and in a completely different dimension, lots of people pre-purchased Dark Deeds! So, yeah, I didn't just do that. But you can, of course, go pre-purchase Dark Deeds if you wish to do so. You can do that over at Benevious' website, and I believe that there are links all over the place for that sort of thing. But beyond that, let's get on with what we're actually here for, which is pre-purchasing Dark Deeds. I mean, Birdie. Pain, waking up. Oh, she's not dead. How could she not be dead? That makes no medical sense. She had no heartbeat. She was dead. Yay, Sigmar.
Never had a delay effect before, but
Absolute
clearly.
shit.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Praised.
She's not dead. As the mid-marshal looks on with a...
The Graph's champion. Did we get them?
Oh, sorry, not the mid-marshal.
Yeah.
The Graph's champion looks on with a surprised look in his face. Well,
Am I there by
Sigma.
Yeah, you were just behind him, I think.
ow, that hurts a lot.
Ow.
Perhaps it would be best. This is to the champion. Perhaps it would be best if, as far as those outside are concerned, this didn't happen.
He looks at you.
If no legal action is going to happen to him, if she had died, perhaps he'd best think she's still dead.
Yeah, I think I need a charm test.
Sure thing.
Who's closest to me?
Me. If you've just woken up like that, I'm 100% just checking vitals.
So as soon as he gets close to me, I'm going to grab him by the front and go, keep me away from the fucking stallions.
Oh, now always love.
Well, 8 successes?
Oh, nice.
And then go, my hand.
He nods once, nods again, then says,
It is a difficult situation.
very difficult.
He intended to kill me. Did he fled at the duel?
I won't say anything.
He says,
Appreciate your discretion.
dirty business. Over at the side, if I might offer some advice from Lucas,
We all turn.
he's got himself a new magic spell. The incantation is,
New magic.
if I may offer you some advice. And he says, given this awkward situation that we find ourselves in, perhaps there is a few questions that you could answer on behalf of my rather aggrieved friend. He says, I don't understand. And Lucas looks over at you all as if to say, I've opened the door.
Well, it's about these taxes.
He says the city needs the money. And those who can pay should.
What does the city need the money for?
The city needs the money and those who pay should.
What
He
for?
says, not the taxes again. Let's talk about something else.
No. let's
What did
talk
you do
about the
yesterday?
taxes.
And he turns around and he walks out.
Can I grab him?
If you wish to do so.
Not in a overly aggressive way, just in a or hand on his shoulder kind of way. Not in a restraining way, just in a open-handed. Hopefully, he won't interpret that as super violent. Do I have
Contested strength test.
strength test? Oh, I'm going to fail that.
That'd be worse than 27.
Oh no, I'm going to crit it.
Oh!
Sigma is
Sigmar's hand!
Only 2 successes, but a crit.
He says, not the taxes again.
Can I just move
Not the
myself?
taxes again.
I don't. Can I just move myself
No,
between him
hang on.
and the outside?
Wait, these.
Oh,
Exactly.
really? These guys just catching up.
But I don't want him to leave, so I'm just going to physically. So I'm between him and the exit now.
Is he repeating himself?
Yeah.
Like
He's done exactly what I just said.
Yeah. How do you get somebody
He
out of a
says-
stupor like this?
What did you do yesterday?
The grays.
What did you do yesterday?
He says, I have to go.
No, you not the taxes again.
What did you do yesterday?
The city needs the money, and those who can pay should.
He's been ensorcelled.
Who put them in place so we can?
Okay, he attacks you.
Wow, does not like this. Who? Attacking who?
Immediately
the
launches
person
over
who
towards
says
Birdie.
he's been ensorcelled. Let's all try and hold him.
Yeah, can
You can try and jump at him if you want.
I will try and, as position of doctor,
Yeah.
I will put myself
You are
in.
surprised.
If possible.
That's
I'd
not
put
possible.
myself in the
he
way.
is fast.
Okay,
I got
shit.
7 successes.
I got 21.
All right, I'm gonna get killed again. Right.
Shit's killed Birdie twice.
fuck.
Or let's roll 0-0 on the actual roll.
That's what we're talking about.
Somebody's
That's
looking
beautiful.
after me
Okay,
tonight.
as he just with an extraordinary alacrity tears across the room, with his fist up and swings over you, and the momentum of it carries him right over the table that you've been laid on, crashing that down to the ground. You roll, he trips, he tumbles, and he slams into the side of the tent, half out of it on the other side.
Ow, my finger.
What's everyone else doing?
Elric's running, pinning him down.
So
Yeah.
you're running in.
I'll try and grab his legs and drag him back in the tent.
Okay, so you're going over there. Yeah, no, it's not going to work. I have critted.
He could crit.
You might.
Just roll some. Everyone roll some
Mike.
dice.
Strength?
Yeah, it's right, yeah.
I did quit!
They both
Yeah!
What was your crits?
So I've got 44, so 4 successes, 11 successes.
11 successes. How about yourself?
I didn't even really know what I was rolling for, to be honest, so it might be a fumble.
Wait, what's your strength?
Well, that's
Oh
the
my
thing.
god.
It's a fumble. It's going to be a fumble.
Uh-oh!
You can re-roll it though.
What did you say at the start of the session to me before we started the cameras?
I'm going to pump
I'm
strength.
going to pump my strength
Hang on,
up.
I did pump strength. It's a crit! Like, because I did the pump strength.
Roll again. No, you need to roll both dice because you might roll another crit.
Well, I didn't roll both
Because if
dice,
you roll another crit,
so-
you roll again.
So I didn't, but that's add an extra 8 to it from the initial
I
one.
think you're going to beat him. He had a 66 in his one, so your total successes are?
So I had
So it's going to
11.
be, so that's 11, and whoever's got highest,
And you're
the other will
holding
add
too,
plus
right?
1, because you're
Yeah,
doing
but
the
I'm
11
11 as well.
So that means it's
You
12.
get to
and
add
Do I add
plus
one
one,
onto theirs?
so
I think
3.
crit, I just
13.
passed, but yeah.
He has, on his crit too, 12.
Oh, nice one, fellas.
And that's nice. I don't feel pathetic for my not quite.
Oh, you're not going to do anything. You're not going to do anything.
Correct!
You don't know us.
And while all this is happening, Alamenoa is peeking out the tent and looking for like Sigfeder, wizards.
Sigfeder, yeah. He's
No, but he might have like.
That's the second.
Yeah,
time
no,
it's
no,
happened.
he
I
does
didn't
pop
think,
up
no,
sometimes.
I didn't think
There
he
is,
would,
however,
but
a bright
Function
wizard out
session.
there. She's sort of hovering.
they're not known for fixing mental.
Is
No.
like,
Who else was there hanging out with the wizards?
They hadn't followed
What?
us to the tent.
No, but you could go
only
get one.
Alina.
Yeah, but I don't know that.
I might have something, yeah.
So we have a potential issue. We are currently wrestling
Yep.
against the champion of the graph, who is, having just tried to hit yourself, clearly not happy to be currently caught up with maybe hundreds of soldiers of the graph
Just
very close to you just on the outside.
So I'm hoping somebody has a way of making him quiet.
Yeah, as part...
What's our plan?
I don't know, but as
I
part,
don't know.
as part of my medical accoutrement,
Yeah.
Ether.
yes, this is what I'm asking. Have I got
Knockout
chloroform?
drugs.
Have I got chloroform? Or the equivalent of,
Something to knock someone out.
to help with that kind
I'm
of
going
thing?
to roll a die for that.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Remember, I got him the
Yeah, you did get a really good one.
fanciest
I know.
For the
Yes.
guild master.
That's why I'm going to let him have the roll. And I'm going to roll.
Yeah.
Maybe he fainted at the sight.
I'm going to let you roll.
Oh, shit.
Now,
What am I
if
rolling?
you roll
Crit.
a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6,
I hate it when I actually know as
yes.
well. Okay.
If you've got a 7 or 8, no.
Okay.
If you've got a 9 or 10, yes.
But.
Or is the button the first ones?
Oh, piss wank. Okay.
Don't
God,
kill
that's-
the grass champion. Oh my god.
Don't you become the grass champion?
That's how it works.
if you knock him out,
3.
Yes.
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 Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. Shh, shh,
Okay, so
If he is,
his bedside manner is beautiful.
Go to fucking sleep, you man. Go to sleep, you
if he is
Just
kind
let it
of,
happen.
if he is kind of relaxing under the field, Elric will
Three
get
guys
up and he
holding
will go looking for those.
You're going to need to hold him.
yeah,
All
that's
people
what
who are on
we're
him
doing.
are going to need to hold him.
Alina, can you go get those 2 wizards that were talking to me?
Stat. Comes from behind
You
the bench.
hear that
Yeah.
from behind you.
Are you Alina?
As she looks over and she says, Yeah, who are you?
I'm Elric's friend. He says,
She looks up at you.
can you fetch those 2 wizards you were talking to earlier? We need them here.
Right.
Thank you.
Right. Fair enough. Goes off. Speak to them. Right. Let's see what happens.
Don't make me
What's your
roll
Lord
again.
Poisons roll?
Lord Poisons?
Yeah.
This could be a job for you and I.
I don't have Lord Poisons.
Oh, that's a shame. All right, so we won't do that test, but I will do your lore medicine test.
Excellent. That I do. That I do.
You're killing it.
Yeah, I mean success, obviously.
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 Could roll 96.
So successes, law medicine, 2 successes plus over 100 by 10, so 3 successes.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're holding it. He's struggling. He starts to weaken.
Yes.
He starts to weaken as his eyes bulge and bulge further. And do yourself a cool test.
They shouldn't be
I
bulging
really
if
need to get that.
fucking around.
What's that ability? where
You're
you- where you
holding
hold
on to him tight. You're holding on to him tight as well.
Hey.
And his foot is sitting out the tent, flapping
Oh,
away.
no, I
No,
thought
we'd taken the foot.
yeah, I thought his head was half out, so we dragged him back in.
I feel like we
Good
grabbed his.
point.
I need to spend a
Yeah.
fortune point because that was 98 and that's rubbish.
Oh, I like 98.
Fuck, that's shit as well. Yeah, so this is a big fail. 4 fails.
That's fine.
Okay,
That's good.
cool.
So, I would like a perception test, please, Elric.
Could we do
I mean, Elric shit at this too, so let's see.
You know they've got
No,
weird
3
ones.
successes.
As you're holding on, you feel a flash, an undercurrent of magic coming from the champion. You're not sure what it is.
No sense of.
No sense of
It's
what
not
it is. There's
actually-
just you'd recognize it
Yeah.
actually immediately. It's just an uprising, a prickling in your hackles. Your senses flare. It's almost like passing your face into the sunlight and passing it back out again. You feel that prickling of magic, the tension on your face. Something has just occurred. On that, I would like a strength test from you, please.
Fuck. Okay.
Can we'll just keep an ear out for his heartbeat. Just to make sure he still has one.
No, I failed something recently, haven't I? Is it contested?
No.
Okay. I'm going to spend a fortune point.
Spending a fortune point.
Yes.
I'm like your narrator.
Shit. Worse. Considerably so.
Take those dice off.
So how many successes or failures?
Lots of nice to crit.
5 failures.
And I'd like you to contest that because he's trying to push you off. And is now contested as it becomes quite clear what he's doing.
What am I doing?
You're trying to push me off the champion.
He's clearly suffocating the champion, clearly causing him an injury.
I mean, I failed.
By how much? He's got 5 fails. How many fails do you have?
I've got 5 fails.
Whoa! It's the contest of the week. As
I could.
5 fails means you have successfully held him off with his 5 fails.
Actually got advantage now.
Nice.
yeah.
Is that obvious enough that we can
Oh yeah,
notice something?
Gerhardt has just literally
Can
pushed.
I...
As you come up, and his eyes are grey, solid grey.
Yeah.
Gerhardt's eyes are solid grey as he looks up at you, and do yourself an intelligence test.
You've unleashed the badger.
Is that 60 or is that 90? That's a 6.
6,
That's fine. Yes. 6 successes.
Anyone want to do a dispel on that?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
No, let me do something.
No!
I'm not going to do this one. I might do myself a little blessing of strength.
Yeah, start praying. Start praying.
4 successes.
4 successes. How about over here?
5 successes.
5 successes plus 1 6. That knocks it out. As you both start muttering words of magic, throwing Ulgu and Actually in his direction as it all swirls and vanishes into a maelstrom of you don't know what. As it twists and moves, and can you give me a willpower test?
Right, I'll pass one of these. You know, eventually. Ew.
This roll is not that time.
That's 2 percentiles out.
That's a shame.
fortune point.
It's absolutely awful.
It's terrible.
Stop looking so happy, Andy.
Well, for the most part,
Is it worse?
we never know whether him passing or failing is good or bad now. Because
Yeah.
Right, so you need
Two
to
fails.
you need to start a new tally of corruption. This is
A
corruption
second one?
Mark 2, and you just gained 1 point.
A second corruption.
Yep, it's completely separate to your core corruption that you currently have.
What? Okay.
While he's busy
Alright.
doing that, can I swipe whatever bottle he used?
It's sitting beside them.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Could we do a lore poison?
Yeah, if you wish to do so, you both got Lord Poison. Take a little sniff between you. Sniff, sniff, sniff.
3
Right,
successes.
he's trying to struggle free
but
from you
it's
two.
0
You two,
success. 'cause
Give me your
it's-
successes, please. You got 0, did you
yeah.
say?
Well,
Yeah.
I've only got 5 advances.
Yeah,
so it was a
so
I
zero.
got
zero.
3
So you
successes.
both got it, okay.
Yeah.
It appears to be some sort of... yeah, that could possibly kill Skaven.
Oh! I've had this before. This is not good.
Yes, this is a classic knock you out. But if it's the one you think it is, it doesn't stop you feeling pain.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely had this
It's a
one
fake
before.
knockout. Complete fake. It just makes you...
Oh my god.
Okay, but it would do the job without killing
that's
him, right?
awful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why
do
have
you
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 got that
monster.
here?
I didn't buy it, he did!
You monster, Gerhard!
Is my
Can I
corruption
keep
on
that?
this second track the same as my corruption limit on my usual
It
one?
is.
Right, fine.
Can I keep this?
It's from his bag.
Andy, the last roll I did was contested, right?
Yes.
It was a strength, so I've got advantage. So yeah, 7 successes.
And I got 2, so I had 1 onto that, I guess. So.
So that, yes, you win. Okay, so you're holding him in place as the first of our wizards arrives.
I'm outside, right?
Mhm.
So
You're gonna escort them in.
Position it.
Serena, and behind her is a woman dressed in finery. Golden. Pearls. Diamonds.
Not how we want.
Golden hair. As she looks at you.
Magister Elric
Up at you.
tells me that the Graf's champion has been ensorcelled and he tried to attack someone. Can you fix ensorcelment?
So, let's just summarize the next section because there is an awful lot of humming and hawing over this.
It's alright, the ghost
First,
stopped going anyway.
The Grass champion. He is pretty much restrained. It's not too difficult. And he is also not rational at the moment. He needs to get out. He needs to get away from this situation. And it is quite clear that he is somehow ensorcelled. Of that, there is no doubt. Gerhardt's the same.
Phenomenal cosmic power!
someone hold him down too. Hands over the mouth.
But the
You got
difference between the Grass champion and Gerhard is Gerhard has latent talent. However, the Gold Wizard is an experienced Gold Wizard who makes, well, your latent talent, and indeed your mere wizarding talent, look relatively weak by comparison, scoring an average of about 15 successes when rolling a 0.
Sure.
Okay,
Wow, nice.
so yeah, she's very good at this shit.
Good old Sarah.
Very, very good at this shit. More than enough that, odds on, dispels are relatively easy. He needs to be held down as well. This is where the soldiers come in, because one of them's actually attached to the local Middenheim regiment. And the scene that we have is basically the Grass champion being sat on by 4 soldiers. Gerhard being sat on by 1. And
We did.
I mean, you put strength up, but not that high.
Yeah.
I'm lying back down.
Dead.
Birdie,
I'm possessed. Ah.
Birdie lying on the ground beside the toppled over table, more of a trestle table where she'd been laid out. Definitely dead. The priest looking on, looking very priestly. The elf looking on from the side. You discussing amongst them to try and figure out exactly what's on, or magic test. You may be baffled by literally everything that's going down.
She'll shake her head and whisper under her breath, "Yet."
still have advantage, Andy,
No advantage is gone.
but it's chill then.
Yes, you have time.
Yeah, you've got
Crit.
time.
Correct.
Yeah.
Roll
It's
again.
an advanced skill though, so I can't get anything more than.
But you
no,
can because you've got
when
a
you
crit.
crit,
Oh, the crit?
you get the full success.
Okay.
Okay, it just happens
Yes.
to be a
Crit
feat.
again.
Yes.
So 13.
Oh!
Which am I taking? The units?
The 10.
10 times.
That's
Oh,
the
so
10.
that's 10.
Yeah.
So 23 successes.
It just
I'm not
so
rolling any more
happens-
dice tonight.
That's it.
Retire.
Oh,
Dice
Elric.
You are the magicist.
So, the reason you know this is because you have an unconventional, very unconventional background. Now, you don't need to necessarily tell them that it was a certain that told you this. You don't need to say that it was almost certainly a relative from the sort of Jade Order who may be someone else completely different that told you this. But this is something you know. Mentalism. Mentalism is forbidden. It's tantamount to heresy. Ulgu is fine. Ulgu is legal. Mentalism is the mixing of winds to get into people's minds and to tear it apart and to create something new. It is a foul and evil magic as far as the colleges of magic are concerned. You have no doubt it's that, because if it had been Ulgu, she would have seen it. It's not Ulgu. And immediately your mind starts ticking through old tales of the old forms of magic. Mentalism, elementalism, pyromancy. Indeed, there was as many old forms of magic almost as there was witches and wizards to try and cast it. But there were certain traditions amongst humans, including Druidism. And she knew them all. She encountered them all. She trained with some of them, very possibly. And these very first mentalists, so many decades ago, became the first Grey Wizards. You learn quite a lot about them. But the idea that there's a mentalist in Middenheim is concerning.
But explains a lot. Says nobody. 'Cause they're
It's rare for you to be in the position where you're giving the clear argument and they're listening to you, the other wizards, and accepting you as, and this, again, not so much of the case with Arena, but with the other two, it's a new experience for Elric. He's a young man, but he's being treated like a peer by a literal Lord Magister of the Gold Order.
We established that he's not a normal bright wizard, right? Who would do things with fireballs.
He's very special.
The Gold Wizard is all listening and looking at it, and the greying of his eyes immediately made her think it was Ulgu. The fact that you were there changes that. They respect the elf
License.
license.
What name is that? Is that in Alamanaway?
Pardon? Yes,
License.
it's
Yes,
March's
I will
Alamanaway.
need to use that name.
And the discussion goes on for a good 15 minutes as to what to do, because none of them know what to do. There's no magic for them to grasp onto. They don't have a way of dispel. They don't even know what the spell is. How do you dispel someone's mind?
Can I, like, well, or can Leopold kind of interject?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is it possible, like, he's wearing something that's ensorcelled?
You don't think so, because the ensorcelment has already passed on. He's ensorcelled as well now. There's a spell, and it's an active spell. And it's a spell that almost certainly may activate again if you're not careful. It's currently in him. The source is him. He is the place where it'll activate from, probably. He's currently caught up in the spell, because obviously his eyes are gone. His eyes aren't gone. He's the source. So you're quite convinced that he's basically a satellite from this hub. And this is the one that we need to blindfold. The magic almost certainly comes through the eyes.
What about your basilisk?
No, don't kill the basilisk.
So make him make eye contact.
What if he possessed that? No.
Oh no, that would be bad.
No, first of all, yeah,
Blindfolds.
be blindfolded.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a
So, is there anyone more important that they can tell?
The issue here is, one, this is the grass champion. Not good.
Who else is
Issue number
affected?
1. Who else is potentially infected by
Could be
whatever
anyone.
it's...
If it jumps
Now,
from thing
you're
to
of the
thing.
opinion that the spell would almost certainly be low key because it would need to hide itself. The fact that no one can figure out how to unhook it shows that it is subtle, which means that the idea of it spreading around and having those glowing eyes, people would spot that shit. So you think it's very unlikely that it has gone any further than this room. Effectively, the spell's got discovered and it tried to break its way out, and it did that by trying to possess someone
Yeah.
around them and probably eradicate all memories of what just occurred there from that mind.
Yeah.
So,
So it's under duress that it will.
Yes,
the
indeed.
Grass champion isn't politically very powerful, right?
Now, Grass
As a position.
Champion is not the most political position,
So we
correct?
can assume that other people have also got this in positions of
Very
authority.
possibly.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that they can't cast it again just because it's not infected.
Could this be why no one can get to the grass? Because they don't want to. They know they're not supposed to.
So the question is, how do you unensorcel someone who has been ensorcelled with a magic you neither understand nor know?
Right.
Put his head in a lead box.
Yes.
And I was gonna say faith as well, so like
I mean, Elric won't say this out loud, but just for the like, we know one person who would be good to rely on. That person will not want to be outing themselves, right?
sure.
Oh no, but did Sigvater say that he would speak to the colleges here?
No, he said he was going to the Collegium Theologica,
Yes.
not the guilds.
That's
So-
basically the university.
Yes, he's worried to not out.
Maybe if we go there for research.
What about dwarves? They are
Dwarves.
naturally anti-magical.
Yeah.
Maybe
So,
that's why they want them
All
to
the
leave.
wizards? No. No, it's not going to do anything.
No, right.
No, they would protect themselves, not an external party.
Right.
Unless they had some form of rune or an equivalent that might be able to stop magic. Do you know anyone that knows about runes?
No.
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
we know a couple
Where
of-
was she, near the wine? No.
Yeah, she's down in
Yeah.
the wine and she's
Yeah.
got her own smith down there.
Mm.
A smithy.
You, I mean, even if you before you said that, what about Darren?
No, they're leaving. They're.
Yeah.
Well, not if they have to pay to get.
Well, they're
I
leaving.
don't think it's going to stop them.
No. So
But no, there might be
Yeah.
someone,
Laura.
maybe.
Yeah. I can't,
She comes back
I
from
can't
the
say from up behind the trestle.
No, you can't.
I mean,
no, you
You
can't.
have to be alive, right? Otherwise, how are we going to get you out?
In a shroud, obviously. You'll have to carry me.
No. It'd be the priests and more that would do that, surely, no?
Yes, it would.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, we could take her to the Temple of More. That sometimes
I'm
happens.
just going to stop off at the forge first.
Well, we'll just go round the corner and
Well,
then
we need
unshroud
to-
her and then...
We need to gather her friend who will help us carry it.
Yeah,
how tall is the grass champion?
about 6'3".
Midget.
Well, I mean, we're supposed to have one dead body wrapped in a shroud.
Wrap him in a shroud.
He's a very big man, but yeah, that might work. Put her in a disguise.
her.
Yeah.
Why don't we disguise Birdie, wrap him up as her, and say that we want to deliver our friend to the temple? You will not hear otherwise. You are a person of priestliness, and I will not hear otherwise. It is my people's way.
And the magisters will come with us too.
Depends if they're going to go for it.
No, I think it's much more appropriate for her to be taken over to the guild. For him to be taken over to the guild.
Right.
For him to go over to the guild. Because there might be someone there who can resolve it. And if not, then if you have allies who might be able to come, bring them to the guild.
But what if someone at the guild is also infected?
Or
It's-
cast in the
I-
first place.
As has already been explained by Elric, that's exceedingly unlikely.
It doesn't mean impossible, though. The person I know, there's no chance
But
they're
it was
infected.
but it was triggered by talking of the tax. So we take them to the guild and don't talk about the tax.
Although the guild were also against the tax, though, right?
Absolutely.
So
When-
it's unlikely
Yeah.
that it's this, certainly not the same.
It wasn't triggered by talking about the tax. It was triggered by saying he was,
No, it was,
No,
it was
it
triggered by
was
talking about
triggered.
the tax.
when he attacked. Well, I suppose.
Yeah.
Does
That'd be
Gerhardt
crazy.
react when you mention it?
Do I say the things?
Pardon? No.
Semi talks
Because
about
it was
text,
Birdie-
maybe?
no, it was
You don't-
Birdie
you're
saying
it's just-
ensorcel
you're
that
just
made
struggling
him.
and
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
stopping you.
I mean, I suspect
Right.
we've gagged him as well. just
So
to be
let's
safe
take
side.
him to the guild while someone
Please
goes
stop
and gets the dwarf.
Let me go. I'll go get her. I'll see if she will come.
Okay, so the party splits.
Do you
Which
want
would
an
probably
escort who
be
knows
perfect.
his way around midnight?
I'll go with if I can borrow
That might be wise.
some of the soldiers.
I mean,
If the soldiers can lend me
the
a
wind
cloak
is a
and-
difficult place to navigate.
Sigmarite would sit well with the dwarf, so yeah.
I've got a beard and everything.
So, who's going over to the Wizards Guild?
I don't know what to do with myself.
I
Technically
think
dead.
she'll be safer at the wizard. I think you'll be safer at the Wizards Guild because you can just hide there.
So, in disguise, broadband hat sounds perfect. No one will ever spot you. That white hair, up into the hat, it'll be fine.
Maybe the
Is
soldiers
there a
can-
tall enough soldier that can maybe lend her?
No,
a spare
there is
uniform or
nobody
something?
who's like her.
But a cloak.
Oh, that's
I
No,
don't
nice.
I mean,
just
a cloak,
cloak
sure.
or hat or be fine.
Yeah.
Loads of people on it.
You may, me, Freddie, this boy, and then you two go and get the door.
Okay, so
Jerry.
you are going over to the Wizards
With
Guild,
Lucas.
and you two are going down to
And
see
also
the dwarf.
because I've seen the face of both
Bad guys. Yes.
painter people, so I'll.
Outside, there is a fight going on because they have continued.
Of course.
They obviously don't realize that the Graf's champion isn't coming out. He's definitely not going to be winning today. That much is certain. Because the Graf's champion is about to go missing. Now, obviously, there's a corpse that's being taken away, carried off, and everyone solemnly falls quiet and drops their head.
Do you want Nils to come with you, or shall I keep him? He's a bit tasty in a fight, just if you need a bit more.
I don't know if we, I don't know
He's
if
a
we'll
bit
need that
broken
more.
right now, isn't he?
Yeah, he'd probably go with you. He's a bit broken, yeah. Totally. Okay,
He's not
so
that broken.
passing over. Pardon?
He's not that broken. I did a heal check on him. He's got 11 wounds.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Nice. Could be worse.
I am though.
We've got word registers. I think
Yeah,
you
I think
can
you'll be
have
fine.
those.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Good point. Well made.
In a fight, I'd probably weigh them ahead.
Yeah,
of me.
yeah, I think.
Just a little.
Just a little.
You're just scraping a bit. And Lucas will be popping over with you as well, obviously. Should he have any advice that he needs to dispense, of course.
I'll
Because-
run away. They'll see. Amazing.
He says, right. He says, right. Right. She looked like she was dead.
But she's not.
What happened?
I'll tell you later.
Where did her finger come from?
Well, I heard, Lucas, when I was in the palace, that the children of Ulrich are literally the children of Ulrich. Maybe her dad's a god.
He's got some explaining to do.
I am about to crave and wee myself.
Ken, get him a hat.
That's what they believe in Midden.
I mean, the children of Ulrich are nonsense, aren't they? They're not real. They're not actually real.
Birdie leans in. I've met one.
Yes, every time you look in the mirror.
Yeah, not me. The guy I thought was my brother briefly. Turned into a wolf occasionally. Very exciting.
Be careful, they're not legal. You know that?
I do know.
Shh.
I'm not going to talk.
I've got some
anymore.
advice for you. Don't talk about them.
They need a code for them as well. Puppies? Or that's Giro.
Oh dear.
It's a double code. They'll never get
They'll
it.
never crack that one.
So, first,
No, I've got a big one. The
heading
whelps.
down towards the
Whelps.
wind. It's a busy city. There is a chance that something awry could occur between the square of marshals
Oh, it's been
down
so
towards
long.
the wind. Can I please have a dice doom from you two?
Do not
Just
roll
one,
away.
1d10 each.
1d10
I'm
each.
feeling an 8. This is horrible.
I got a 4.
I got a 5.
They are not the same number, and they are not 8s.
Elric will take the opportunity to say, like, Valera, she's in mourning, so I know that you would be respectful, but yeah, she might not be herself.
So,
Had you shared the story of the attack and the fact that yeah.
I had to explain the album.
Valora Emberfist is not as tall as either of you because she's a dwarf. But upon seeing her, you think she may weigh as much as twice as you. She is stocky,
Including my full blade.
and her arms are bigger than your thighs. Her hands are about the size of your head. She is a chunk. No other way of putting it. Long braids that hang down to the ground and are bound in several places. She has several necklaces of heavy chains. At her hip is a hammer. Her other hip is an axe. A helmet sits beside her as she is just contemplating life. Her heavy head on her huge meaty hand as she sits to the side and looks at the pair of you as you arrive. She is no longer, obviously, beneath ground where she was chonking with her now dead buddies. But up here, there's a human.
Question from the chat: what does she look like to Leopold's Sigmar sight?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Can't see her.
At all. At all.
At all.
Oh, that's even more than most dwarves.
Nothing.
Most dwarves
Not
like
there.
vague. Oh, interesting.
Nothing.
Just a beauty.
A human off to the side. He's about 6'4". He's got his hair hanging down long past his top is off, tap's off. It's a hot day, plus he's working in the forge. As she looks up at you, looks up over at you, looks up over at you, you can hear the rustle of the hair, the movements, you can hear her, but you would not like to fight her.
No. Well, I mean,
You'd be
for
effectively
so many reasons.
blind.
Yeah.
You'd be blind. Actually blind. As she looks over and says, "What is it you want?"
Apologies to intrude, Valora. I know.
You're clearly here for something. If you weren't here for something, you wouldn't be hanging around. You'd have popped over to Forge to far around like an arse.
I have to learn somehow.
That's not how to learn, but you make a pretty noise.
Yeah, and I make the fire hot.
You do that. That's it! He looks round and he says, "Aye. Meet Elric." Turns round and goes, "Yep."
Gertor?
He goes, "My name's Arthur,
Arthur.
son of Uta." And nods once.
Wasn't still spy girl?
Yeah.
Any tattoos?
None that are obvious.
Yeah.
As
It's quite a common name.
No, but just
Yeah.
you never know.
Arthur is a very common name in Middenheim. It's probably like the third most common after Ulrich, and Ulrich spelled a different way. Ulrich, and Arthur. You know, you could have 3 Ulrichs entered a bar, that kind of thing. As she says, "Right, what do you want?" He'll be showing you a few things at Forge.
Oh, amazing.
He's good.
I need your help.
And she frowns.
We need knowledge of runes, potentially to
Why?
nullify.
Speak plainly.
Basically, the Grass Champion is ensorcelled, and Lord Magisters don't even know what's wrong with him.
And so.
Yeah.
Bad business. He says, "I can sort that out." She says, "If it's any normal human and saw something, it won't be too much of a trouble. A pick, bang in the head with hammer." And a small smile hits the side of her. Says, "I'm not even joking."
Well, there's 2 to try,
He says-
so
and
let's
she gets
know
up.
which one to go first.
You're going to need to point me to where they are.
Yeah. And this is Leopold. He'll be joining us.
"Father," says, "walk with your ancestors." Says, "Well, let's bloody go then. There's no point wasting time." Says, "You're bloody tall, you are."
I know.
"Who's your father?"
I don't know.
So please.
Just nods. "I feel your pain.
Thank you.
How about you? We didn't really talk much. You know your father.
I
What do you think of him?"
I know him, but I didn't really spend much time with him.
And she then launches into an unstoppable story. You can try to talk.
Nice to do him just
You
to
can
something.
try to interrupt.
Oh no!
But
no.
she just keeps on going regardless, disregarding any attempts to interrupt. And her story is effectively the absolute folly of humanity and its inability to not just respect its ancestors, but for the ancestors to respect their children. Parents have no honour, and the children in turn are taught no honour. And her story is maybe more a lecture about the follies of humanity, but she is absolutely certain that it could be fixed.
Is it a good lecture?
It depends how one determines good. Are you a dwarf?
No.
Right, so First,
I like
cross, because it is very deliberate and very obvious and very clear. She doesn't even come close to even considering the possibility of an analogy to make something clearer. And sometimes what she says isn't clear because it's relatively opaque as an idea. She expects you to understand because she said the words. And if you don't get it, something wrong with you. And she is not stopping. But what she says is most certainly almost a clear direction as to what she thinks of humanity. That it should do better. That it just should do better. That children are a gift. They are a gift that need to be nurtured. And in turn, those children should respect the fact that they have come from somewhere. They should respect where they have come from. And also respect that sometimes their elders will be wrong. That is where it gets difficult. And you have to raise your voice sometimes to make sure you're heard. Meanwhile, over at the Wizards Guild.
I definitely chose the better option.
Well, I wasn't going to go down there.
Lupo's loving this shit. He's getting an actual lecture from an actual dwarf.
Yeah.
It's like a pig in shit.
Such a swat.
Think of the
The
sermons
Wizards
you're gonna
Guild.
do.
This is a place that has been built by astromancers and alchemists. Tall towers and money. Tall, well-built towers. Opulent halls. Wood paneling everywhere. Many of the walls are actually metal-lined and stamped in with impressions of various battles from the past. You pass by a long list of all the previous guild masters, and it spans back over 2,000 years. 2,000 years.
Can we see the one that was in our vision? One there, as we go past.
I need a name. While she's referencing her memory, we shall continue. Yes?
I'm not conscious still though.
No.
Yeah.
You're sad
Yeah,
for
yeah.
He's looking
you're
at
not, you're not unconscious,
Yeah.
you're just kind of
I
gagged
was
up.
just aware that I'm just walking around like a turkey, basically. Yeah.
Jerry, what
Yeah,
a very
Magdalena Hellstein.
Magdalena Hellstein.
Keep it in the family.
Is she there?
There she is. There she is. 2307. Still. Passing by that, up some stairs, you get left in an entrance hall of sorts, where you're just left alone while the gold wizard hikes it out. The other one sits and watches. Over. There. I'm sure it won't take too long. He's wearing boots. I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be fine. The bright wizard comes back with a gold wizard, and the pair of them look very similar. She goes, "This is my sister, Yanebara." Says, "Deputy, whatever it is." As the sister rolls her eyes and says, "Yeah, please, just don't, Rena, just don't. Let's see what we can do." The answer is nothing. And you are here for over 2 hours as they try all manner of different things. There's some chanting. There's a bunch of blue wizards that go around in a circle and try to do charts. As blue lines spread out between them, one of them literally attempts a horoscope in the corner, trying to figure out how exactly it's going to work. It doesn't work. The gold wizards have themselves a little powwow in the corner. 3 of them come up and they start offering different ideas, and they start debating between themselves as to exactly how they're going to resolve this. They then attempt to resolve it. It goes nowhere. They're very disheartened by this. But at the same point, 2 of them are also extremely pleased because, well, we gave it a go and it didn't work, but now we understand why it didn't work. So what we need to do now, as they attempt to come up with other options. Most of your time is spent watching others try to fix him, to fix the champion. By the end of it, they're wrapped up in gold chains. no longer needing soldiers to hold them in place.
At least it's touch of class.
Yeah, bling.
Yeah, it just clashes with the whole other look now. That's the problem.
Disappointingly, at no point did the spell that's infecting you come to an end, which has become a point of conversation amongst the wizards. Because that means the magic is powerful. Actually powerful.
Like it's got some way to feel itself or something.
In the corner, several old tomes have been piled up by one of the gold wizards. It's very possible, comes the voice from the corner, that it could be some sort of old. Well, the suggestion with mentalism seems to be quite. There are some old rituals from 500 years ago to remove them. It might be worth trying those. They don't work either. That is what you arrived to.
Whilst there were so many wizards and stuff around, could you may spend some time doing a gossip test, maybe about what they think of this dark witch that appeared yesterday?
You saw gossip.
That should be 3.
Let's sum it up as so. Bad business always happens in festival time. When the carnival is on, it attracts all the wrong sorts to the city. So it's not surprising to them. The guild has had to deal with this pretty much every single year. And they're prepared for it. They expect things to go a little bit awry as odd folks come in, think that they're going to be discreet, aren't, and get caught up. Indeed, one of them reacted almost immediately, came from the guild and hopped in, go, where is it? I'm here to sort this shit out. I've commented over here. I'm ready to comment to wherever it may be. And this is not an unexpected outcome for them. They do not drop any hint or any suggestion at all that they expect some greater cult to be behind it. They think it is just disparate witches who are attempting to make a quick buck or try to gain access to something that they shouldn't be able to gain access to, or maybe try to influence someone that they really shouldn't be influencing. There's so many important people around, it's not a surprise to see bad people come in. The guild was ready.
Was that the only person that showed up in the last few days that was a dark
that they've gone caught? Yeah, it's only been, just yesterday.
Yeah.
And so far it's just been one, yes. And normally there's at least 1 or 2 incidents every single year.
But they haven't caught her or found any clues or anything.
Nope, not caught her yet, but she'll be caught. They'll be relatively condescending because you look young and don't worry, she'll be caught type way. Don't you worry your pretty little head, it will all be fine kind of thing. Yeah.
Classy.
Yeah. Valora. And you arrive. You're escorted up by a young apprentice of the Gold Order, wearing long gold-coloured robes marked with simple geometric shapes down this entire length. Each one of those shimmers slightly in the light. As you're taken up, and he says, be aware, there's quite a lot of the wizards in there. And you go in, and there's Arena. There's someone who looks really like Arena. You wouldn't be surprised if they were related. And there is another 5 gold wizards and 6 blue wizards, all in here, gathering around, bickering between themselves as to exactly what they think will do to resolve this. Laura says, right, which one is it?
Let's go with the Graph's champion first.
Comes over. This is the champion. Looks at her arm. Looks at him. Slight smile on her face. There we go. Peers over. This is the one you think's ensorcelled.
Aye.
Right. These chains, these magic. Gold Wizard says, absolutely. They're binding them in place. Right, I want them held down by hands. So, hold him down. He's not that big. And she comes over and she sits straddle over him. He's not moving. Says, hold his arms, hold his legs. As she sits down at him. Kind
Kind
of-
his legs.
Kind of surprised that his hips don't break underneath that.
He's going to feel it later.
As she settles herself, pulls into a pouch, takes a stone with a rune in it, places it upon his forehead, takes another one, places it on his neck, takes another, places it in the center of his chest, takes another, places it down onto his belly, takes another, presses it in underneath her buttocks, and then passes the last one to you and says, put that between his feet.
Yana Eberhair is still here, right?
Yes, she's watching on.
Can I get her to one side?
Yeah, of course.
Up you.
She's like-
She's a deputy guildmaster.
Apparently so.
Deputy guildmaster.
She looks up and she says, yes,
I hear from a very good source that the Grass Champion is in close relations with Lady at Court Petra. Would it be worthwhile trying to see if we can isolate her?
And she smiles. Oh, I think you're finding you're probably mistaken there. They like to pretend. But it's not Petra. But another one of the ladies at court will certainly have attracted his eye. They're hiding it because they don't want to be public. I only know because I found out last night. He says,
Would it be worthwhile isolating that one?
it's going to be impossible. He's a lady at court. Effectively impossible. You can't just walk in and get what you want from them.
I do not know how it works, hence why I asked.
It doesn't work like that.
she says, as she settles her hips and then takes her huge hands and cracks them. And takes out her hammer. I'll give warning. Human skulls aren't that tough. Says the deputy guildmaster. Are you sure this is only way?
She knows what she's about. Just let her work.
Puts her hand, pushes aside until she can get her hand on his face. Moves the rune slightly, moves the rune underneath. And she moves the hammer close to it. As it does, the runes pick, in blue light. You see, these runes don't like each other. He says, when I get them close enough, they are going to push hard against the runes way over here and any other magic that might be close.
Baggage just back in.
Says, now you're going to have to hold him tight, because, well, he'll either be better, dead, crushed. Says, she puts her hand firmly down onto his face, parts her big chunky fingers so that the rune is there, and goes, I'll let my own hand with it. But these runes are not going to be happy to be so close. So, you wizard folk, you might be better not being in here. You're going to feel this.
We've got this Elric in one of lethal eye.
Fine. Go.
And she raises the hammer. Tong! Hitting the back of her own hand and the rings on the back of her fingers, smacking down in it, and there is an almighty blue flash there. The rune at the neck flashes up and pushes down his throat. Red spreads across it. His chest goes, his groin goes right beneath her buttocks as she lifts slightly, with the slightly explosive. By the feet, the legs go boing, pushed apart from each other from the expellation of some form of energy. One of the runes, the one at the throat, breaks. She frowns, smacks him a couple of times in the face. You all right? Bang, bang. Looks at her hammer. Bloody block of rune. That took 3 months to make, that did. As she looks around. How about one's back there? You think he may have broken his hip. When his legs went.
I think maybe.
Or no, now you're getting it. The crack, it wasn't the hip, it was the long bone. You don't even know what it's called. The big long bone in his leg.
I think he's broken the bone in his leg.
That won't be good.
I don't know.
You're next, sonny boy.
I know. Again.
Hopefully.
I think she should get him anyway, just to be sure.
Better safe than sorry.
As she pushes herself up, looks down at him. Well, his bones weren't made for this. I did this once. To a clansman. It was danced really far south. He got himself into trouble with wizard from desert. And somehow, that wizard got into her head. They were fine. I'm not so sure about your fella here. Bing! You're back in the room. The last thing you remember is having breakfast.
Oh, what?
What's going on?
Breakfast.
When did Sigfried tell me to do the thing?
After.
After.
Yeah.
All right. Superb. Right. Why am I in these chains? What's good? Where are we?
As she smacks him again.
Who was that?
He might be dead.
Well,
Can I hear his heartbeat?
Yep.
No, he's alive.
It seems to have worked.
George. Well, I did it.
Well
Thank
done,
you.
Laura.
He says. So who owes me for this?
The graph.
Does he know about it?
Not yet.
Well, how can he know? To see through? It's not his responsibility. Says, well, clearly I can't listen to you. Who owes me for this?
Elric's not in the room.
all the wizards are gonna. Although we'll be coming back.
What's around?
The graph champion will be able to tell him you can stay until he wakes up, or we can tell him for you.
Looks down at him. Wake up! Come on, lad! Wake up! Looks over at you. You alright? You alright, love?
Yeah, fine. Could somebody help me with these chains? They're a bit heavy.
Probably best not yet.
What?
Probably best not yet.
Oh.
Long
Sorry.
story. You were ensorcelled.
Do yourself a willpower test, please.
Okay.
That's one. Bounces.
Well, it could be good. But my willpower is probably
Is it
terrible.
just willpower or is it cool?
It's willpower.
Oh God, no! I'm gonna re-roll that.
No!
That's not good. Still not. It's
It's okay.
yeah, but I have 28 willpower.
Oh my god.
One fail.
Only one fail. It could be worse.
Could be worse.
As her eyes glaze over.
Do any of us notice?
That is a good perception test. Not for
Yeah, I was
your
gonna say,
father.
yeah.
By the way,
Although, is there any other change in her demeanor?
What
Like, does her
about
breath catch in her
I'll
throat?
give you a perception test.
outside the room in terms of...
Yeah, you can do your self-perception test as
I
well.
have a question. Before this all happened, when she said, you wizards might feel something, did we feel something?
You did not.
Okay.
None of us even know. Even those.
Oh, hilarious. So
Yeah, fine.
you're not going to miss it because you're literally in front of her.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, but you've obviously got no idea at all what's just
Why?
happened.
I'm fully
Like,
aware that I'm infected.
Because you did it on purpose.
Oh, for God's sake.
Over with you, though.
What is
Yes.
it with you and
I just want to help people.
Spread the love.
If they were all on your side, you would be helping them. Now you've got someone on your side.
That's true.
There's only 3-4 more to go in this room. You're not actually in the room, but you know.
So hang
Surely
on.
the Magister's done next to me.
Am I now more in the interesting. Very
Whoever
interesting.
left the chains on you.
So, there's definitely something, best description, wrong. It's about as far as you can go with it. Something feels off in that direction.
You have no
I
trouble.
got- I got-
Yeah, I've got Istro and
I got
success.
0 successes.
So,
So can I be his eyes?
Nils will be there as well.
Yeah.
yeah, give him a perception test too. How did you do with yours? You failed, didn't
Oh, I
you?
didn't know I had to do it.
Oh, you're in
because
the room
I'm-
still.
No, I'm.
Oh, you went. No, you, of course, you're out the room with Elric.
Elric.
Yeah. They're doing a perception test anyway.
Yeah, no, Nils failed.
Yeah, sounds good.
Nils saw nothing.
Yeah, you'll catch nothing other than the weirdest pause. So you won't have spotted anything other than the weirdest pause.
3 successes.
Yeah, it's very close to where you are on this, let's say the
spectrum.
magical spectrum.
Yeah.
As you feel a slight twist of wrongness from inside
Like
the room.
kind of like it happened before when I
Yes,
felt it. I
absolutely.
think it's happening again, Elric.
Are all the magisters still around us?
Oh yeah, totally.
We should go in.
So as you go in, you may.
Leopold will have whipped out his hammer and turns like that.
Sounds good.
Hello.
Hiya. Wow. Look what it's found inside you.
Oh,
Oh no.
oh no.
Oh, yes.
Can I have a crit test, please?
Oh no.
Fun.
Do
So
something.
I'm assuming I want to fail this.
I mean, no?
I
Oh,
crit.
she crit! Oh my god!
Oh, yeah, let's see.
You're only supposed to
yes.
roll crits for good things.
Crit with 9 successes total.
It's going so well tonight.
Yeah,
Highs and lows, man.
Yeah.
Highs and
We should have
lows.
quit when I came back from the dead.
You may start speaking Nipponese.
She's no
Nipponese.
Kislevite.
They don't know the difference.
And very far away, something that was quiet no longer is. Something very far away that was frozen no longer is. Oh no. It was a crit. As something cracks, and something shifts, and Leopold falls to his knees in terror because he knows it's awakened. Oh no.
Tell me
He
what.
knows it's awakened.
Are we the
And
bad
fear-
guys?
You are
You specifically.
You are the bad guy.
We are the bad guys.
Yes. Washes through him.
Oh no.
As inside, the thing that was within you
Uh-huh.
flees. Your blood pumps through your body. You feel a thub in your ears. A ringing. Tinnitus far too loud. Sings in your ears. On the outside, her eyes glow like rainbows, shifting and scintillating light, which is what you walk into. As she's just sitting there, starry-eyed, her eyes flittering through colour.
Can I punch her?
You want to go
Oh,
punch
sure.
it?
To knock her out?
While you're doing that, can I try and grasp an understanding of my powers while I do?
Love it.
Yeah.
You are not in control.
But intellectually.
You are not there at all. I'm very
Right.
sorry to say.
Once I won't even remember it.
We will find out.
Okay.
Oh,
It
I've got-
depends on where the rolls land.
This is
I've got
good.
time to plan
This
this,
is good.
haven't I?
Sort of, yes.
Yeah. So 8 successes. I'm aiming to knock her out, not kill her.
Oh. I love
I'm assuming I don't do anything.
No, you don't. Do yourself an endurance test, please.
Because an unconscious you is probably safer than an awake you.
You,
Mm.
for a brief moment, try to shift your skin.
Oh,
You
cool.
try hard, really hard, and for a brief moment can't understand why you're stuck because you ate the entire soul. You should be able to shift into it. You should be able to. You should be. Why can't you? Gerhardt. Gerhardt, externally, is just sitting there like this. He goes, punch. Endurance test.
0 success.
Nice. Down. Eyes wink out. There's a bit of confusion from the wizards who are coming in. There appears to be a barroom brawl. What's going on? Why are you punching the little girl? Somebody explain.
We need some more of
Why
those
is he
chains.
on the ground screaming, sort of?
We'll get to him in a minute. He
What
doesn't
is
come
going
up.
on? There's quite clearly a lot of confusion from those who are making their
And
way
Gerhardt's
in.
just sitting there doing this.
It jumped to her. I think. Get some chains.
There are
I sit on
spare.
that,
There are spare
just to be on the
chains.
safe side.
Chains that the Graphs champion was in. Can someone?
I sit on her meanwhile, just in case.
Yeah.
For unique.
You are you. You are you. There is a demon in this room.
Okay.
You don't know where.
Okay.
See if it buzzes.
Currently, Birdie's sitting on you.
Cool.
What are you doing other than having the bestest little white ears?
But she doesn't know what
Nope.
happened, right?
No idea at all.
She will try to hide from the demon as much as possible.
She's currently underneath Birdie.
Well, no, and I don't mean
Hiding. In a way.
not in
Do
physically,
you have
spiritually.
stealth ether?
Yes.
Then do yourself a stealth ether test.
That's cool.
A rare skill being deployed
That's
here.
very cool.
That's 2. That's 4 successes.
Superb.
Nice.
So is that
Okay,
you ain't seen
Because
me,
I have
right?
silent
Your
step.
theory edition.
what are you doing
Nice.
as you step into the room?
Did it work for Laura?
Valora is sitting there looking at the whole affair going, I don't know. I just don't rightly know.
And he looks at the Graph champ. Is he alive?
He's here. Let's say so.
Has everyone come into the room?
They're sort of crowding in behind.
I'm gonna wait and then shut the door.
Sounds good.
Lock it.
Go.
away.
Nicely done.
Set it on fire.
Okay, what about Birdie? You're sitting
One
on.
of you cunts.
Sure.
No one's
What are
leaving
you
this
doing?
room till we
So
find out.
does it look like she's come back to herself?
Let's say yeah.
Are you all right?
You may will pull her clothes like as subtly as possible, try and get her
Leave
clothes.
down there and promise you won't eat me.
There's a demon in this room.
Do yourself a cool test.
It's you, Birdie. It's you.
3 successes.
Good.
Do you know which one? Okay.
Can I hear that? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you got sharp ears.
Yeah.
Hey.
I'm assuming I was too distracted.
Yeah.
to hear that.
And your own wheels come to a sudden halt as you're literally almost going from terror to 3, 2, 1. You're back in the room. As you're like, whoa, we're back here. What?
That's not good.
How far is he from you, May and I?
Relatively close.
Can I use my acute sense sight, which allows me to see things other members of my species cannot, to really
And that's other elves cannot
other
as
elves
well.
cannot, to look
Mhm.
at everyone in the room and see if any of them are like breathing in a way they
Yep,
shouldn't,
perception
or like
test, please.
physically wrong.
Leopold's.
No,
No, he
Sight.
doesn't know about the demon yet, does he?
Nope.
So
Well,
no,
we're about
so-
to tell you
okay.
that.
2 successes.
2 successes.
In fact,
Leopold isn't breathing.
What?
He's blind and he can't see me.
Correct?
She'll look at Yumi and point at Leopold.
Perception test.
12 successes?
She is pointing in your direction, you think.
Why are you pointing at me?
I punched Leopold. I'm going to keep knocking out the danger.
Jumps up, punches Leopold in the face. Do yourself a dodge test.
Just sat on the floor. That's
0 successes, so you'll probably escape me.
3 successes.
3 successes. You didn't best.
0
Whoa.
successes.
Okay, so you've been outed.
That's what?
They have clearly found out that you're not Leopold.
Oh, no.
Again?
Again?
no boy.
You never were.
Oh,
Since when?
you're such a snowman liar.
Since the circle.
Fucking hell.
The whole thing was a sham. The whole thing was a sham. But Leopold's in there. And he's screaming.
Oh.
You're a bad man, Andy.
And your breastplate just
the circle.
exploded.
Breastplate blows!
One of Alora's runes just got...
Just straight through it.
You tried to fool them by separating your shadow. It worked. It really worked. It really, really worked. In particular, it fooled Leopold. Leopold
Going all inception again.
Leopold was convinced. But it wasn't until he tried to communicate what had just happened that he realized something was wrong. So, you versus you.
Uh-oh.
Willpower versus willpower.
Just willpower.
What's your willpower?
Fuck yourself up, Leopold.
Fuck yourself up!
46.
46!
Flagellate yourself. Do it now.
Get him!
Well, I failed. I might fortune point.
Fortune
Yeah,
point.
Use it before he can.
Yeah, 2 successes.
How many fortune points you got left?
Now 1.
Make that none. 'Cause I'm spending 1.
Oh,
I told you.
Should have lied.
Oh, god damn it! What have you got?
A 2.
2. You beat me. God! Which means you can decide what you want to do this round.
This round?
Fucking hell, yeah, this round. Are there...
You are fully aware you've been riding your own body. But let's just make sure that you've got what you've got. You're fully aware it's been there all the time. You're fully aware it's been riding you. You're fully aware at conscious, important moments, you just didn't do certain things. You just didn't do certain things. And you also know what it's been doing. Listening to Sigmar.
Oh, a spy. Spy dealing. Interesting.
Maybe it's coming over to our side.
Valora took the chains off of the Graf champion.
They're
right?
magical chains
Yeah.
per se, but yes, they're not now sitting there. They're frittered away to nothing. Sorry. They were magical chains.
Ephemeral.
He will throw himself on the ground, spread eagled, and go, "It's in me, stop me quickly."
okay.
So many things come to
Done.
mind. Wow. So he's down there. Well, you can punch him.
I'm lying down, just restrain me. You know, punching me won't help.
His burn is just okay.
I'm going to use my last fortune point to re-roll that fumble.
Are
I
there
don't
any...
accidentally kill
And
him.
you know,
Are there
if
any...
you hit me
Now we're
anywhere
speaking
other
to
than the
one of
head,
the Lord...
you're going to break your hand
Magisters,
because I'm
Lord
wearing
Magisters. Are there any light wizards? No one...
Nope, they're golds and blues.
Okay.
Except for this one red who come visiting you.
And
Yeah.
Valora. I mean, just like get her to get her runes out again and hit this guy.
Yeah,
I
6
think
successes.
Yuma's gonna get up and it's a room full of wizards. She's gonna get her sword out.
fucking kill me.
And she will try and intimidate the demon out of Liverpool.
And I'll get Barracuda.
From memory, it was just
My
Byron
breastplate.
that Elric got from that sword, wasn't it? It wasn't Yakshway.
So, how do you intend to intimidate it with your sword?
I will point the sword like really close to his neck or something, and then I don't know, say to Nepalese. I guess that worked before. So, and she'll just tell it, you know, like, get out of there before I kill you both.
Well,
Harsh, love it. Hey, Gerhard.
I'm in chains.
You're off to the side though. You're there. You can do something if you wish.
Ah, excellent. Could somebody, Elric, could you give me a hand here, please? Just give me a hand if you would. I think I know how to fix this.
He doesn't know. But he will look to Valera because
And
gonna-
Lucas,
Well, you suspected
and
it was
Lucas
Oh,
in the
right.
room too.
Yeah, Lucas is Lucas
So
is doing
after
what
I
Lucas
punch you
does
in
in
the
these
groin,
circumstances.
I will.
Laura
Again, I've got metal there.
is
Just
he
restrain
himself
me.
again.
Like I'm lying like that. Just
The other boy in chains.
I don't know.
You can't
Well,
hurt
How would I know?
You didn't go. Runes went nowhere near him.
All I did was break this
him.
one.
Try and hurt him, you'll hurt yourself. Just restrain.
Well, leave him in the chains then.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
grapple him. I rolled
It's a
6.
proper wrestling maneuver.
Yeah, and
He's spread eagle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? You can't pin me! You can't pin me!
I rolled 6 successes, and I'm very determined. But I'm also yelling at Elric.
Pin him
"Don't
over,
let
shoulders
him
down.
free!"
3, 2,
Yeah.
1.
Elric and Elman went got the message about Gerhardt. It's fine.
I rolled an intimidation, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I got 2 successes.
Oh, nice. As the blade comes down. The shaft of this blade, the length of it, clearly made of wood. You can hear it. You can hear the wood. It's living and contains the essence of a god. It is a god-slaying weapon. Wow. You can sense it, and the sheer panic that runs through you is extraordinary. Do yourself a get the fuck out of this grapple test. It is Melly.
Is it hard because I'm
Roll.
spread eagled and face down? I was trying
Oh.
to make it as hard as possible for myself.
Oh, yeah.
So I've reversed successes.
No. It's just difficulty 3.
Oh, okay. That's a fail.
2
Level
successes
failed.
to hold him in place.
Is it obvious that he's like panicking?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Like so, she's done it, and he's like going crazy.
Which means it's
Can I have
working.
a cool test from you?
6 successes.
Damn it. I got 5. So you can choose. It's up to you. The entity that's inside you.
Mhm.
Do you want it to stay, or do you want it out?
I think I want it out, right?
Where's your
Not
friend?
necessarily.
Yeah, where's your
Well,
friend?
Where's it gonna
exactly.
go?
Yeah, exactly.
What if it goes into a Lord Magister? Like,
My
we can
sword.
deal with you. We can't deal with
Yeah.
these guys.
Like if it comes out, do I have any sense where it will
No
go?
idea.
No. It's listening to the Sigma. The word of Sigma is going into it. It'll turn. It'll become.
Yeah, believe in
Yeah,
yourself.
don't listen to this.
Yeah, I'm not
one.
listening to you.
No, don't. It's not me. Not me.
Have faith in
Sigma.
yourself.
He's great.
If it doesn't
He's
come
really
out,
cool.
how are we gonna deal with it? I mean, you can't hear any of us. But
If
you
it
know.
comes out, you can.
Yeah, if it comes out corporeally, but if it comes out spiritually, no, I think he's worried it would just possess someone else. We've seen that happening. So I think it's safer in him. I think. As fucking stupid and self-destructive as that
But if it
is.
takes over you again, we'll know.
Cool test, please.
Not that we can have that.
Oh, no, you just... no, I'll let that one stand ahead
Well,
previously.
but I want it to know, in my head, I want it to know that I'm keeping it in me to make it suffer.
Yeah, so you're pretty convinced there's only one way to get rid of it. Being run through by that blade.
We.
We could test the theory of whether it cuts humans the same way.
What are you doing? You have freedom of action
Do
and
it,
speech.
you may.
But maybe not.
Whoa.
Maybe not something.
You doing it, or are you not?
Yeah, guess so.
The blade goes up, and the episode comes to an end.